it play and call it work.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of Heroes of Harinburg, the Lost Laboratory of Qualish. I am here with our group for this season, which looks a little different from last season. We've got 2 returning players, not necessarily characters, although in some ways they are returning. We've got Jeremy here, of course. Welcome back, Jeremy, and thank you for joining us. He will be reprising the role of Brother Rin. There will be spoilers from season 1. I've already gotten questions in the chat saying, do we need to have seen season 1 to get this? Not at all. Not at all. As much as it will continue some of the stories of some of the characters, it's really just in the same setting. It's not really super important to know. Of course, if you had seen season 1 and you know all the details of it, you will, for example, see some of the NPCs returning and Brother Rin returning, and so you'll know a bit of their background already. But really not a requirement at all. Colin is joining us today as well.
Hello.
Taking on the role of a human paladin. Brother Rin's a human cleric. Human paladin, Garrett Flugelhorn.
Yes.
And then we've got Vito joining us for the first time for D&D and our show. And he'll be playing Mrs. Doubtwater, a human warlock. And of course, Steve is returning. Not playing Nibs Bumplican, but playing Professor Hobart Nibs Bumplican. And if you're wondering what the heck that's all about, you'll have to wait to find out. Because Nibs Bumplican was from season 1, and he was an old, just
not a very nice person,
mean-spirited halfling rogue. And whereas Professor Hobart is a old, you seem to like to play old characters.
I do. I actually do.
Yeah, old gnome wizard, professor of archaeology and psychology.
No.
Not psychology anymore?
Not anymore. It's
okay.
Archaeology and Arcana.
Right, okay.
Psychology is a whole separate character.
And you teach over at the University of Bale, the University of Harinburg, which is the library of Bale. Right, we'll get to that. Well, you still have tenure there.
Hashtag spoilers.
No, you got fired.
Apparently I stole a bunch of books too that were valuable.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You're on administrative leave right now. We'll get into all that in just a second.
This character has sticky fingers as well.
So
he doesn't.
We are playing in a homebrewed setting of Harinburg. I'm just going to put that down there, and then Rob will switch over, and then we'll do our best to kind of adjust it. Steve, you have the remote, right?
I got it.
So we're just going to be kind of doing our best. We have a nice overhead cam, much better than the one we had before, because we have nice tracks in our new studios. So yeah, we're in our new studios as well, at our new location. So welcome. This is going to be based off of a module, though, the Lost Laboratory of Qualish, which is produced by Wizards of the Coast. It's available through things like D&D Beyond, DM's Guild. Not normally available hardcover or hard copy, but you can go on DM's Guild and get them to print one on demand for you. And so while we are using that, I'm going to be adding a lot of stuff to it. I'm going to be doing some heavy modifications to it as well. So if you've already done this one, you'll notice some similarities and a lot of differences as well. Obviously placing it in our continent of Alarath rather than in its suggested locations as well. So I'm thinking this entire season is going to be anywhere from 8 to 12 sessions, but we're not going to set it and then have to be done by then. We're just going to play until we're done. Because I want to make sure that we don't rush it. But it will be every Tuesday, live on twitch.tv/miniwargaming, starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, going till about 4:30 with a break halfway through. We do a pregame show on Twitch, so if you want to join us and chat with us, you can join us around 12, between 12 and 12:15 we start, depending on how quickly we can get everything set up. And then we do chat with the audience during the break and afterwards as well. But if you're not able to make it live, that's okay. The majority of people can't, so we post it on our YouTube channel. Thanks to the wonderful donators and the contributors during our 24-hour live stream a couple of months ago. We had a donation goal so that we could do Season 2 without having to put it in the vault, the MiniWarGaming vault, and we did reach that goal. So you can thank those contributors that we're going to be able to post this for free on YouTube. So it'll basically go on the following Friday on YouTube on a weekly basis. So we'll be having 4 players this time rather than the 5 or 6 that we've traditionally played with before. Other than that, announcement-wise, I just want to thank, of course, there's going to be a lot of different companies you're going to see. We do love using miniatures and terrain. We're not 100% done with our miniatures yet. We still have a couple more that we're waiting to 3D print. Just didn't quite get it done. But you're going to be seeing terrain from all sorts of different companies. Today, you're probably going to see some stuff from Table War, from Tabletop World, and I'm trying to think what else is potentially there. Foreground, some different things. So if you have any questions about where the terrain is from, you can of course ask that, and we'll do our best to answer it. And we'll also do our best to post it in the description below on YouTube as well, as we always like to do, because we're very appreciative of the people of the companies who contribute terrain and miniatures for our videos. So, other than that, do any of you have any announcements or anything that you'd like to add before we get started?
The D&D Beyond thing on Twitch?
Oh yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, we have added the D&D Beyond plugin, which allows you to actually see the characters. And I don't think it works on every device. I know it works like watching it through a browser on PC, but then Colin was opening it on the Twitch app on his phone and he couldn't see it there. So I'm not sure what the limitations of who can see it, but you can actually, it gives you a summary of the characters and their current hit points. If you're watching live, you can actually see the status of the party without having to ask in chat, which is very handy. And also, a common question in chat is, what's the name of the people in the group? Well, you can open it up, you can see their class. They're all level 5. This campaign is rated for anything from level 5 to 10, so we're just going to carry on. Last campaign we went to level 5, so I thought, why not start at level 5 here too? And in fact, that reminds me, we are going to be doing experience points, but at the same time, we might hit a milestone where I just level you up. I'm not sure yet, so we're going to track experience points. So I want to actually have you guys start at about level 5.5. So somebody do me a favor and look up the experience points required. That actually might be right
Isn't
there.
it 14 something?
If you set up your character to not be milestone but experience, it might actually tell
I
you.
didn't do either, but that's easy to fix.
That's back here, I think.
Yeah.
Is it in home or is
That's the
it?
very first one.
So basically,
Yeah,
we're
here
going
it
to find
is.
that midpoint between levels 5 and 6, rounding to a number that makes sense, and that's where you guys are going to start. Yeah, set your character to XP, not milestone, because you can always change your level as a milestone character anyways. So we're using D&D Beyond for all of this, which is fantastic. They don't sponsor us. I'm just telling you they're fantastic.
And we're all
If
just
you want to sponsor us, D&D Beyond, we're all good for that. In fact, if anybody wants to sponsor us, besides the terrain and miniature companies who have already sent us stuff and all that, we welcome that, so we can find better ways to cover this. And of course, if you want to support us as viewers, this show is actually quite expensive to make, and so the best way to do that is to become a Twitch subscriber, or to become a Vault member as well. And that does help us to contribute towards this. So what do we got? What's
Half of
the
75.
6,500, 1,400.
So we're going from 6,500 to
So it's
14,000.
7,500.
So we should be at 9,750.
Yes, that makes sense.
So just put it at 10,000 then.
And
Yeah,
look at
just start at 10,000.
At set XP?
Yeah, set your XP to 10,000, and that way, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go milestone-wise, but going from level 5 to 6 could take the entire campaign. So this way, at least we might hit level 6 at a certain point.
what am I doing?
Okay, well, so I'm going to assume you, our viewer, and our players here know nothing about the homebrewed locations that we're going to be playing at. First off, we are on the continent of Alarath, which is our own location, our own continent. And we are starting in one of the big metropolitan areas, the city of Harinburg, which is supposed to be a very big city. We've got a map here that I made for the last season. And so in the last season, we explored a lot of the city and got to know it. But all you have to really know is that it's a big city, lots of people live here, all sorts of different races. Apparently somebody didn't close the door, so now we have to do it now. That there's all sorts of races that live here. For example, in the northwest, in the marshlands, you have goblins and lizard folk and half-orcs and tabaxi that like to live there. They're kind of, in this world, goblins aren't inherently evil, but they're not usually good either. So they do live in civilization, but they're still kind of a second-class citizen, along with like lizard folk. Half-orcs are okay, but they're a bit second-class as well. Whereas the rest of Harinburg is divided into other districts. You've got the temple districts with the Temple of Samara and the Temple to Kalina. And that's a richer area. You've got the market district, which is like your middle class, if there is such a thing as middle class in medieval towns. Not really. It's more like the merchant class, I guess you could say. You've got the library district, which is also pretty wealthy as well, with the Library of Baal, which is basically the Temple of Baal, a god of knowledge. And that's where Professor Hobart Nibs Bumplikin.
Nibzel.
Sorry.
Full name.
Nibzel, sorry. If we're going to do it. Well, to be honest, you're a gnome, right? So you probably have 50 other names as well.
True.
And then, of course, we have the inner lower city and the outer lower city. That's the slums. It actually is, there's just levels stacked on levels, stacked on levels, stacked on levels. It's dirty, it's poor, and the majority of the city population are packed into that area right there. And then, lastly, in the eastern part, we have the Dwarven district, where we will soon be visiting, as we will find and meet our new patron for what is about to happen. So, this is a couple years after Season 1. So that kind of to give you an idea of time setting. Because at the end of Season 1, Brother Rin, as well as a lot of the other heroes, departed on a boat, leaving Harinburg to go on their high seas adventure. Obviously, Brother Rin has returned. And what I would like to do is first, essentially what's going to start off happening is one day everybody wakes up, and when they look up in the sky, a few miles in the air, several miles directly above Harinburg, there is a strange craft hovering ominously above Harinburg, just floating there. So it's so far away. It's like if you ever in real life to look like at a jet when they're going, it looks bigger than that because jets are like very, very high off the ground. Obviously, it's not quite that high, but it's like that kind of thing where it's just when you look up in the sky, and if you were to hold up your thumb, it'd be probably about the size of 2 thumbs, unless you have a really fat thumb. Then it'd probably be 1 thumb. And if you have a skinny thumb, probably 3 or 4 skinny thumbs.
3 thumbs?
3 thumbs. There's a 3-thumb ship.
Like if you're like 1, 2, 3, like your skinny thumbs.
That's the name of the ship, the 3-thumb.
The 3-thumb ship. Yeah, say that. Say that 5 times fast.
Yar, we here on the 3-thumb ship. You say it really fast.
So what I want to ask each of you a question before we even get into what the heck it's doing here and what's happening. Where were you the day of the arrival, as it's become known? This is a couple weeks has passed, but everybody refers to it as the arrival, and not in a good way. Where were you the day of the arrival?
Mr. Bumperkin, dear, where were we?
I think we were in debtor's court. What time of day did the ship appear?
Everybody noticed it when they got up that
Right,
morning.
first
So,
thing in the
so it appeared sometime during the night. There's mixed reports of people claiming to see lights in the sky at night, but we're not quite sure exactly when it showed up. But in the morning, when everybody got up, we looked up and
We would have seen it from our home.
Yeah.
My home.
Yeah.
She shares.
because she's your maid.
She's my maid.
I just want to point
Where's
that
your
out.
home?
I guess
The specific
we
one?
actually.
It doesn't have to be a specific building. Just what district are you in?
Where's the expensive district?
The library
Library.
district. You live in the library
Expensive
district.
district.
Yeah, he lives somewhere in the library district.
Okay.
Because he is still kind of a professor.
Hopefully, still a professor.
Yeah, on administrative leave.
Yeah. We'll get it all cleared up.
We'll
We'll get it all cleared up.
We'll talk about that soon. So where were you? You were just at your home?
Yeah, we're just in home.
What had happened recently then? That you're talking about this, there's some problems that you've been having?
Yeah.
Because you're a respected professor of archaeology.
I have no idea how, but apparently I racked up a bunch of debt that I don't recall ever doing. Gambling debts. I've taken tomes from the library that I don't recall taking home with me.
Check them out with your library card.
Yeah, exactly.
But they've never returned them.
I'm being accused of theft and embezzling from the library as well, all the library money.
Mrs. Doubtwater, does that sound like something that Professor
I
Hobart
would
would
never
do?
do that.
So she would never know.
I'm talking to Mrs.
You're
Doubtwater
talking
right now.
to- yeah.
Yes.
Second line.
No.
Okay.
I would never know to Mr. Bumperkin to ever do such a thing like this. Have you been doing such travesties, sir?
No. We'll get it all straightened out. This is,
Are
this
you
is-
sure?
This is a mistake. This is a mistake.
I've been working for you for 30 years, and all my time, if you've been doing such things, there'll be a whopping for you, sir.
Awesome. Okay, so that's where you were. Trying to sort out your gambling debts.
Don't I? It wasn't me.
Brother Rin or Garrett? Flugelhorn?
I think that I was probably coming out of whatever apartment that I'm currently renting in the lower part of the city.
How does it compare to the one that you had before?
It's similar. I think it's similar.
Like kind of in the slums?
Yes, out of the way. Not doesn't draw very much attention, and filthy streets covered with laundry lines and mud and higher up. Because I seem to recall there was like multiple levels with like catwalks and things like that. So if I could be up off the ground, that's certainly a plus.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently we're having a microphone problem. What's going on?
It's just staticky every once in a while.
Is it doing the whole...
It's a little more apparent right now, so Steve's just moving it. We're thinking it might be Steve's mic.
Rob, does it sound like this?
No.
Okay.
Let's see if it's your scarf. It's a wonderful scarf.
Thanks.
Okay, so you're living down there again, not the same one because you're.
I woke up, looked to the sky, and saw it, and maybe if there was any sort of fear or hysteria breaking out in the lower city, try to calm people down.
There definitely
And,
was. There definitely was.
Does it look like a water vessel, just airborne?
It's too far away to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, you would need an equivalent of a telescope to be able to see it, and telescopes do exist. So, and you don't own one of those.
No.
So you can't really tell, and I'll get into more details of what it does in just a moment. I'm just more curious of where were you that morning? What about you, Garrett? Flugelhorn?
So I believe Garrett would have been actually staying up all
I'm
night.
talking to Garrett right now.
Oh. I would have been staying up all night. There was a gambler who came to me and wanted to confess his sins of embezzlement. Strange. But, so I was watching him overnight as he was standing on a pair of dice, as I made him. Stand there all night on one foot, standing on 2 dice, in pain, and not sleeping.
Did you then declare his sins?
Indeed. He
They'd
did it.
They'd been forgiven?
Oh,
Did he
yes.
stab you and rob your money?
No.
Did he ask for your shirt
No.
at knife point?
Never once.
Okay, so I don't think it's the same guy.
Okay.
Strange questions.
That's awesome. Later on, the news at 6. Mr. Fuelhorn.
Stabbed to death and his shirt removed.
Was a travesty.
Roll a new character.
Sweet.
So at the same time of the arrival of this thing that's floating above the city, there has been random earthquakes that have started to plague Harinburg. Mostly minor over the past couple weeks. So just like little tremors here and there that have not really caused any damage, but there's been 1 or 2 major minor ones. Like nothing so big that the whole city's been toppled, but there has been damage. A couple buildings, especially in the slums, there have been some problems. There's actually one neighborhood where it had collapsed so much that probably about almost 100 people lost their homes in this small little spot.
Is the sinking tavern still a thing?
It's still sinking. The
We're
thing,
good?
it wasn't in the spot.
So now that's a couple years later, is it like how much deeper is it?
It's probably another foot deep. But he just keeps kind of throwing stuff on top, more straw and more wood. So whenever you visit, because you guys would have visited it since, they just keep throwing more straw and wood, but the ceiling's always a little lower. So after a while, only that it'll soon just be a halfling and gnome and goblin tavern. But right now it's still good. It's still good. And the proprietor doesn't seem bothered by it. He's like, whatever. And the tiefling bard still sits half drunk, playing away in the corner. But anyways, the other problem that there's been is occasionally this strange metallic debris will fall from the sky, and just there's been a few people that died. Just bam, randomly crushed in the street by just a huge chunk of metal that just kind of explodes and dust goes everywhere. And for the most part, when it hits, it destroys itself so thoroughly that there's nothing really left. It's just pieces of metal everywhere. Strange, shiny metal. The blacksmiths have tried to take it, and some of them have managed to maybe resmith it into jewelry or things like that, but it's not any material that they are very familiar with.
I'm getting some District 9 vibes here.
And there's even been a couple times where, and you remember one of your fellow professors was like, "I'll figure this out," and turned on had put on this contraption that could let them fly, and it flew all the way up, and you just watched as they disappeared. All of a sudden, there's a big flash of light, and then a minute later, bam! They land on the ground, totally burnt to a crisp, head to toe.
It's like those bug zappers.
Yeah, it's a giant fly trap in the sky. That's
just
awesome.
burnt to a crisp. Like their whole body is just black, charred,
Should
and
have been shy.
Has there been any rumors of the leadership of Harinburg doing anything, or
the city has kind of gone into a little bit of chaos, and the leadership seems to have basically shut their doors and is denying whatever is happening. It's just like everybody carry on. They send out their guard force every once in a while to try to quell if there's any major uprisings. But there's problems with it because there's a lot of unrest. Some people are fleeing the city. For the most part, most people don't have the resources or anywhere to go, and so there's not a lot of people fleeing. But a lot of people have taken this as an opportunity to do some illicit activities as well. So crime is definitely on the rise, as the guards are so busy quelling. There's picketers, basically. There's lobbyists all outside the government buildings trying to get them to do something about it, as if they could do
So
anything.
is it unsafe to wander the streets?
It's a little less safe than normal.
Okay.
It's not pandemonium at this point. It's just there's unrest. Some even you've actually noticed a bunch of little minor shrines and temples crop up all over the place too, claiming it's their god has arrived and worshiping it. But everybody's claiming it's like, besides maybe some of the major ones like Samara and Kalina and Baal haven't claimed at all that this is a sign from their god. But there's all sorts of little cults that have kind of sprung up all over the city, saying that this is a blessing from fill in the blank here, and there's probably been a couple dozen who have claimed this to be a sign from their god, telling them that they are now the ones in charge, and that's caused problems. But a lot of that's been no major rebellions have come up. The rumor on the street, though, is that the little information that has come about is that those who can, there's actually a couple people who have telescopes. There's a little bit of an observatory in the library, as well as you hear rumors that there's one in the Dwarven district as well, at a shop. You're not quite sure which one, but you've heard that somebody over there knows something about it. And that they've managed to take a closer look, and it's some sort of craft that's floating in the sky, but not like an airship that they're used to seeing. Like, it doesn't have sails or balloons. It's just kind of floating there, and when they look at it, they can see like there's these points along it that seem to be burning strange colors as it just floats above the city. But they can't get much more information from that because it's so high up. Now, you have all recently answered an advertisement from an eccentric female dwarf. Brother Bryn, you recognize the name as soon as you saw it. The rest of you may have heard of her just from living in the town or the city for so long, as well as you, Mrs. Detwater, but you wouldn't have had many dealings with him, or her, sorry. A dwarf named Millie Brickbow, who has requested your presence at her shop, Brickbow's Wondrous Collectibles, etc., apparently to be hired to undertake a dangerous mission to save the city. And so the four of you, and your pairs, the two pairs, have decided for your various reasons why you want to go do this.
We need to make some money.
Yeah, you pay off some of your gambling debts,
Not mine.
and we'll talk about that in a second as to your reasons why. So essentially, you're not arriving together. The first will be Mrs. Detwater and Professor Hobart. You make your way over to where you believe this shop is, and you go over to the Dwarven district, which is just what it sounds like. It is populated mainly by dwarves, and so you feel somewhat at home there as a gnome because you're about the same height, a little shorter than all the dwarves, but at least you don't feel as short as you do everywhere else in the city. And it doesn't take very long before you find this quaint but ornate and strange-looking building that outside of it has a big hanging wooden sign and in big dwarvish letters. Do you speak dwarvish? Can you read dwarvish?
I don't believe so. I'll double check real quick.
What about you, Mrs. Detwater?
I do not speak that language.
Okay. So you recognize the dwarvish runes, though, because they're common enough that you've seen them. There's big dwarvish runes, and then underneath it, in smaller, much smaller common, it writes...
Much smaller.
Yeah, much smaller. It says, Brickbow's Wondrous Collectibles, etc. And so the two of you enter this shop, and on the inside it's even more curious than it is on the outside. It's clearly some sort of weird collectible or collector's shop. The walls are lined with trinkets, and some of them which are weapons and armor, but for the most part they're amulets, they're thingamabobs, they're widgets. Honestly, 80% of the stuff you have no idea even where to begin of what it might actually even function. The whole room is just kind of packed with it. You even notice on one of the walls it has this big wooden plaque that has all these different coins on it. So clearly this dwarf is a coin collector as well. But this is Detwater, just a little bit on your background a little bit. You've been having some strange dreams as of late, over the past couple of weeks. In them, you are visited by a ridiculously tall devil who reads through your memories and seems to be looking for something, but remains silent otherwise. The night, though, after you saw Brickbow's advertisement, the devil actually spoke in a voice that is familiar to you, but that you haven't heard for decades, instructing you to take the job and fulfill it with great vigor. So this is kind of a motivation for you to be there. You feel a sense of terror at the thought of disobeying this figure, who you suspect to be your patron from decades ago. coming back to claim a debt that you owe.
Well, yeah. Especially because she hasn't seen or heard that voice in 30-something years.
Pretty much
so.
almost over 30 years. Maybe you've dreamt it a few times, but you're not sure if it was just memories or whether it's visits. But this one's been pretty distinct. That it's indistinct. You wake up knowing it's not just a dream. That appears to be that you were visited in your dreams.
Okay.
Professor Hobart, Nibzil Bumplickin. This job both fascinates and terrifies you. It's been almost 2 months since you hired that private investigator to find the halfling imposter that took your name and racked up all those gambling debts and bank loans. And he still hasn't returned with any success. You've been forced to consider actually adventuring to pay some loans. However, this job has hinted at allowing you to also explore the Barrier Peaks, an area that you have studied quite a bit and yet know very little about. Perhaps you could write a book when you return. You know, become more distinguished that way.
I most certainly can, sir.
So the two of you are in the shop right now, and there's nobody around. All you hear in the back, though, is you hear, because there was a little dinging bell when you came in, and from the back room you can hear this female dwarven voice that just says back, "I'll be with you in a moment." And so you just kind of stand looking around for a moment, and a mere minute or two afterwards, two other fine gentlemen walk into the room. One, what are you dressed in right now, Brother Rin?
I probably have. Did we assume from the ad that we would be going right into some kind of?
No.
Okay, then.
So you wouldn't be coming fully armored and armed.
Okay, fair enough. Then robes to hide my identity as much as possible. I have my my reliquary with me, but I'm going to keep that tucked away. Yeah. Other than that, pretty plain, average, commoner looking.
Okay. And what about you, Garrett? Flugelhorde?
I mean, I'm a paladin. Why would I ever take off my armor? You never know what's going to happen.
You just walk around here. What are you wearing then?
So he wears his chainmail, and then he's got his red tabard, and he's got his shield, Forgiveness, and his Morning Star, Justice. And that's kind of what he looks like. Yeah.
So he just walks around armed,
Oh,
unconcerned with what other people...
for sure.
Nice.
He's got to be ready
Is
for
his
anything.
armor gleaming, or is it like in a state
Oh,
of
he spends many hours each night polishing it. That is one of his most prized possessions. Mainly his shield,
All right.
with the lovely symbol of his god on it, which is probably way too far for anyone
Crash
to see.
upon his forgiveness.
So two other men come in, one in a robe, one in full armor, who obviously looks like he means business. Now, Brother Rin, these past couple of years obviously have been very difficult for you. You thought, and I want to point out to those that didn't see season 1, essentially Brother Rin follows the goddess Kalina. She's a goddess of death, but one of her tenets is that you have one life to live, and so she doesn't believe in resurrection, reincarnation, all that kind of stuff. So even though he's a cleric, does not want to do that kind of thing. But at the very end of last season, there was a moment where he died,
Yes.
and his friends were in peril, and all of a sudden, thanks to some weird wild magic surging, he saw he was beckoned back into a new body that he had a choice to go into or not. But it was a hard decision actually for Jeremy and
Yes,
his
it
brother
was.
Rin, because he didn't want to break the tenets, but he knew that his friends needed him. In the end, after considering everything, he thought that if fate is giving him this opportunity, he better take it.
Yes.
And also he knew that Kalina couldn't see very well into the location that they were at, so maybe she wouldn't know. And he goes into his new naked body, and he gets up and he helps defeat the bad guy, the hag.
And I went from being a very old man to I was in my late 50s, maybe not very old, but an older, a mature man. To I'm back to being my 20s again. Rin was previously bald, and now I have fiery red hair and a big red beard.
Is all your back pain gone too?
Yes, yes. I'm not drinking Ensure anymore.
Unless you're one of those 20-year-olds, then you really have back pain.
So yes.
Yeah, so he's young looking.
Awesome.
So you thought that leaving Harinburg behind and joining your fellow adventurers on their high seas adventures would allow you to forget about the oath that you broke. And yet here you are, back in Harinburg, seeking some sort of answer to the one question that still plagues you. What does the goddess Kalina think of you? Why has she been silent? And yet you have retained your clerical powers. That doesn't normally happen. Does she know who you really are? All you know is that you feel a strong connection to the city of Harinburg, and so when the opportunity to serve it arose, you didn't hesitate to answer Brickbow's summons, even if it means putting aside your street preaching for a short while. Maybe this will serve as some sort of small penance for your past sins. Garrett Flugelhorn, this owl character, as he's been calling himself, although you've recently learned that his name is Brother Rin, which is odd that he's going by 2 names. He's fascinated you so much that you have kept tabs on him for the past 2 weeks. You came to Harinburg, obviously looking for more people to help to bring to repentance.
Of course.
As you follow, what's the name of the god that you follow?
Olera. The goddess of penance.
The goddess of penance. So you love to go around and get people to confess their sins and then help them to get redeemed through whatever humiliating means you devise, and then somehow say you've now been forgiven, and then they believe you.
I'm also very young, so I'm never quite sure exactly what is the right redemption or what is the word?
I'm not standing on
penance.
Penance to actually, take place on. So there might be some strange ones. I don't know. We'll see.
You got to just kind of come up with them on the spot, right?
Exactly.
So you've kept tabs on Owl as he first introduced himself to you, and later on you learned that his full name was Brother Rin, or at least more of his name was Brother Rin. A friendship has developed, of course, because of it, and you decide to go with him to see what this job at Brickbow is really about. You get a sense that Rin is hiding something, a distant and bothersome sin for which he seeks penance. He does not share what we just spoke about openly. Out of all you have met in Harinburg during your short stay, his soul seems to cry out the most for help. Perhaps if you complete this job together, he will come to trust you enough to share whatever secrets he is hiding.
That is the goal.
So, as the two of you walk in, and you notice a gnome. How are you dressed? Like in
Well dressed. A suit, 3-piece suit.
a 3-piece suit?
Top hat.
Top hat. It looks like it's been
Monocle
laundered recently.
or
100% monocle.
okay.
You
Got
got
a satchel and an umbrella.
and you got an umbrella, right? Yeah, I was going to say.
A whoppy stick.
And next to him is a taller human.
Yep.
And
Taking
she's,
dictation.
She's,
just describe yourself.
She's in her 70s. She has a little bit of blonde hair, but it's graying in her 70s. Being in her 70s, she has a pink blouse with a white kind of collared shirt underneath, and she has a red and black with a little bit of green skirt, which is like a tartan pattern on it, or tartan skirt. And she has a little satchel with her as well, and she carries a broom with her, which is a little odd, but
What does she carry with her?
her broom.
Okay.
You heard it too, right?
Yeah.
What did it say?
He just rolled the R.
Yeah. It was,
The broom?
yeah.
No, it was more like a broom. It was
yeah.
awesome. I thought
Broom,
that's how you were saying it every time, and I was like, great, I can't wait.
A vroom vroom.
Yeah, she carries her Vespa with her at all times.
And she goes slower than the people walking slowly. I'll get there, dearie. So you walk in and you notice this unusual pair.
Nice to meet you, dears. Do you know of the famous Professor Mr. Bumpkin?
That's me.
I'm sorry, Bumpkin?
Yes, Professor Bumpkin. He works at the library. Isn't that right, sir?
I do.
So distinguished in your archaeological digs and all those fancy things you tell me about as I clean your mess.
Yep, that there's the Master Mooga Booga. And over there, the skis of speed.
Do you have a first name, Professor?
Hobart and Nibsel Bumpkin.
Nibsel Bumpkin?
Well, it's very nice to meet you, sir.
You reach,
yes,
reach
yes.
down to him.
Very nice. And you as well, madame?
I am Mrs. Doubtwater, sir.
Very nice. I am Garrett Flugelhorn, Paladin of Olera. At your service.
Wow. It's nice to have a nice young man with such gusto amongst us. You should learn a thing or two,
That is the
sir.
Flugelhorn of Thunder.
The Flugelhorn of Thunder, you say?
Right there.
And you, sir, who might you be?
You know my
Owl.
grandfather created this.
Owl. I like owls. Nice, gentle
Yes, I know all about
creatures.
Flugelhorns.
Like the bird, yeah.
Flugelhorn created them.
Like this one.
You're
sure-
sure your name is Nibs Bumpkin?
Yes. It's one of my many names.
Have you met him before?
Maybe you took one of my classes.
No.
No. Not a student of knowledge, are you?
You're here to see Brickbow?
Brickbow, yes, Brickbow.
We are as well.
Yeah, we gotta go out and make some money.
You seem sad about it, sir. Are you all out of money?
Oh, I got this much.
That looks like plenty.
Here, hold this.
How does a man of such little coin have a?
Oh no, she's been with me for many years. We've been with me many years.
Oh, you're a couple then.
No.
Oh no, sir, no, not like that. I am his.
Yeah, Friday.
I am his maid.
I know gnomes are long-lived, and I don't judge.
No. She cleans my house. She cleans the rooms.
Oh.
Yes.
A noble task.
Someone has to do it, right, sir?
Yes.
And you pay me quite well.
Those are the pipes in the left wall.
Yes, that are the pipes of the left wall.
Writing these down.
No, I don't need to know this information, sir.
It's from my book.
Is he okay?
He's a little daft, but he's a good folk.
There's no wander away.
Perhaps it comes with the name.
Right.
Is that name familiar in some way to you? You seem disturbed.
And maybe. You say you're a gnome.
Yes, I'm a gnome.
You can tell by the hat.
I'm gonna walk around him.
Just kind of inspecting him.
Put it back in the rack.
So this young, red-haired,
Do you have a hat?
robed person.
Is he bald underneath? Are you bald?
No, I have big, fluffy hair. Lots of hair.
Like hobbit hair.
Curly.
It's not a purple hat.
I'm wandering away.
You don't have a purple hat, do you?
No, my hat. I haven't painted it yet. It's brown. My hat's brown.
I'm gonna lean in close to him
your
and go,
hat.
if you're playing some sort of trick, it's not going over well.
You're very odd. You are very odd.
Is something wrong, sir?
No, we'll see. He can only keep it up so long.
At the same time, the door opens to the back room, and out comes this old female dwarf. She's actually pretty bald. You can still tell that she's female just from the features in her face, even though there's a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow there. She's got very green eyes, rugged pink skin, quite massive build. She's 4'10"-ish. Maybe we'd have to guess. So I don't know, how tall are you?
Like 3 feet.
Okay, so she towers over Professor Hobart. But to everybody else, she's an average-sized dwarf. She has a pair of spectacles on, like this. She's coming on out, and she's putting on a pair of gloves. Actually, she's not bald. I forgot one thing. She's currently wearing a wig of very blonde hair, but it's very obviously a wig, and you remember her being blonde.
That's the wig of attraction.
With one long
Not
braid.
strong magic on that one.
With one long braid running down to the back, down the back of her back,
I have it down, sir.
almost touching the floor. And so she walks up. She kind of climbs up to her countertop, and she looks out over the 4 of you, and she goes, "Welcome to my shop. Wow, this is Brickbow's Collectibles, etc." And sorry, this is already screwing up the name. Brickbow's Wondrous Collectibles, etc. Have you come to answer my advertisement?
And there it is.
That's why I'm here. That's why we're here.
Oh, that's wonderful. What about you two, fine young men?
But of course, we're here to help wherever we can.
Excellent, because Harinburg is in grave peril.
Oh dear.
Just 2 weeks ago, this craft appeared high above our wonderful city and has been causing so many problems. And I need help to solve this problem before it destroys the city. Have you noticed this thing, this oddity in the sky?
It's about 3 thumbs wide. Yeah.
You're 3 thumbs wide? Yeah, it's about that.
I would say it's more of 1 thumb wide. But I guess our thumbs are quite different.
Yes. Well, it appeared about 2 weeks ago, as you may or may not know. I'm not really sure. I've been locked up in my study trying to figure out what it is. I recently acquired, just a few months ago, this long telescope that I've been able to use to study it. It's unlike anything I've ever
I
seen.
would like to look at that.
Would you like to? Well, maybe we can look at it after, but it's in the back room set up in my observatory. And I've been studying it, and I recently acquired a map and a journal of an old gnome who had gone out and an expedition. His name was Qualish. You recognize this name. Qualish is a gnome that was known for weird inventions centuries ago, that he went to the barrier peaks, which now nobody knows where they are. And when he went in there, all of a sudden he started making all these inventions, stuff just usually of a mechanical nature. He was best known for the apparatus of Qualish, which is basically a barrel, like a very big barrel, that when you crawled inside of it, it had controls, and it would sprout legs, and it could actually walk around. It could go underwater. It'd be like
Dreadnought.
like a submersible kind of thing.
That's awesome.
So that's that invention. You've never seen one, but you've heard of them, and there's a couple out around.
So it's not just one thing. It's like several.
It's an invention. So, but you also know that hundreds of years or centuries ago he disappeared, and then knowledge of where the barrier peaks is also disappeared. You did some research on the barrier peaks, and you know that it's probably you've guesstimated as to a possible location where they might be, but you're not quite sure.
Now, map doesn't say that.
The map that Brickbow shows you does.
Okay.
In fact, let's swap out maps here. So you're going to need to zoom in more on this because this is smaller. So this is a map of Alarath. I'm going to put it this way because that's the way the camera has it situated.
He's a two-man job apparently.
One for zooming, one for placement. Go right to the right.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can zoom in. See where Harinburg
Nice.
is? Center where Harinburg is. So here's a map of Alarath that you would all be somewhat familiar with. So keep zooming in. Keep
Space
zooming in.
age technology.
Almost there.
We have no control of the speed of the zone, so that's about as fast as you guys get, unfortunately.
That's good enough. Right there. Right there. Perfect. So you guys are in Harinburg, right there at the bottom of Noose Bay. North Gate is on the north side. That's actually where Garrett's from. And
Noose Bay.
yeah, Noose Bay is the whole bay. It's called that because there's a big island in the middle, and
Looks like a noose.
it looks like a noose. Yeah, basically, everybody knows that. So that's common knowledge.
Common knowledge.
Common knowledge.
You might
Noose
want
Bay.
to be a detective now, sir.
So, I recently acquired these maps in this journal of Qualish, which has allowed me to identify that the craft up there is very similar to some of the things that Qualish identified in the barrier peaks. So I assume that if you can find the barrier peaks and find what is now known as the lost laboratory of Qualish, that surely we can find some answers to how we can take care of this craft before it destroys all of Harinburg. And my notes point to the barrier peaks being right about here on the map, which is just, I don't know, about 300 miles from here, 2-week journey. And so if you will accept this task, then I will give you the maps and also extra supplies so that you can map it out once you're there. Because once you go inside, I want you to map it all out so that we can send future expeditions in there to be able to collect whatever resources Qualish has found in his lost laboratory of Qualish in the barrier peaks. And maybe even find the fabled city of Dunyeglonye.
I see the journal.
She hands you the journal.
Oh, sweet. I also want to do it.
Yeah, you're not Nibs. I'm not worried about you stealing it and running away with it. So you start just kind of looking through it.
Yep.
So in the few minutes you have to go, you see notes, all sorts of diagrams, of drawings of inventions. You see the apparatus of Qualish in there, and like diagrams on how to make it. You also see some other mentions of the barrier peaks, and you're able to substantiate the information that she gave in the short amount of time that you're looking through it.
Madam Brickbow, when you say we can send further expeditions, who is we?
Oh, me, of course, because I'm so interested. And I'm sure I could find more patrons at the Library of BL who would love to expand their library of knowledge. But right now, this is me financing it because, well, as you may be able to tell, I'm a bit of a collector. So if you can bring back some trinkets from the Lost Laboratory, I'll be happy to buy those off of you for a handsome fee. In fact, if you can return with proof that you've just been there with a map of the general location, then I will give you each 1,000 gold pieces of store credit.
Store credit.
And if you can come back with even further detailed maps of the city of Dunyeglonye, I'll give you an extra bonus of another 1,000 gold pieces. And of course, anything you find you can sell to me as well for a handsome price. So what do you say?
No, I only want store credit. I need some gold. Get some gold.
Well, you can buy all sorts of things in here.
And then sell them back to you.
Well, you can keep them. They're Wondrous, Collectibles, etc.
I need gold. I need gold. I need gold.
You need
I
gold?
need gold.
Well, she's not the bank, sir.
But I don't want store credit. I need store credit. We need store credit. I
Well,
don't need a
maybe
master
we
to
can
do this.
sell these wonderful things. I don't know. This is your
This is the
department.
This is the one place you sell these things. We're here to her.
No, she's the collector.
Right, she's gonna pay in store credit.
There's got to be somewhere around where we can sell these marvelous artifacts.
The market, perhaps.
Yes,
Ah, there's a market.
Egypt.
Egypt. We're in Egypt? I
Well-
think we're gonna take the job.
Okay.
Can I take this with me?
Yes, of course. But, now, if you're going to take the job, though, we need to make sure that...
I'm looking for a map of Egypt or to Egypt.
Is there anything in the journal that suggests that perhaps something in the Barrier Peaks will remedy the...
Well, I see that the thing that makes me wonder is if you actually look on page 17, on the bottom left corner, do you see the diagram there of you see that diagram?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you see that diagram right there.
Yeah.
If you look through the telescope up at the craft, it looks just the same as that in the one corner. It's the same thing that seems, the magic that seems to be holding it up in the sky matches what Qualish wrote in his journal.
The powerful room.
So that makes me think that the magic or devices that are there will have some way to control it as well. If we can only find what it is.
That is sound logic. Does this seem like something you're interested in, Rin?
I think so.
It's a dangerous expedition.
I'm not
Solved
sure
it.
about those two.
We solved
They
the
do
riddle.
seem quite strange.
That one. We'll keep our eye on that one.
Not a problem.
We're good. They're gonna watch our backs. We're good. We're good. We're safe.
So you agree to my terms then?
Yes.
We'll do the thinking. You guys do the muscle stuff.
Okay.
My
So
dear,
I'm-
has there been anyone else has been inquired about this Qualish?
Oh, there have been some rumors around town. Now, ever since I got possession of that journal, I'm not sure who else had it before me. But I would actually suggest asking around town for any other rumors. And maybe as well, when you're on your way, talk to other travelers, especially when you get close. Perhaps they will know even more. But
where-
perhaps, and you are professor of the library, I'm sure there's bound to be more information at the library that you could find. I'm not allowed in there anymore.
I think I can go there.
Where did you acquire such a journal?
Oh, it was from a traveler. A few months back, came to my shop and sold me a whole chest full of items. And I didn't even see the journal inside. It was just these. And she starts to point around to different weird gadgets in her shop, and she even points over at this. There's this big mechanical ball on legs and arms, and with a couple of wings, and what looks like maybe an eyeball, but it's currently closed. And she points to that as well. And she's like, "Yeah." When I started going through everything, I discovered this journal in there as well, and that's when I got really excited because it matched. I realized some of these items were from there, but I've never seen him since, so I'm not quite sure.
Did you get his name by chance?
No, he just he just came in and sold me everything, and it was such good collectibles that I didn't bother to get information. I hope it wasn't stolen, but nobody's come to claim it. So it should be okay.
I feel like if someone lost such wondrous items such as this, they would definitely be looking.
Exactly. Now, it is a long journey. Do you have everything that you need in order to embark on this journey?
I actually need to pick up some things, but I actually have to buy them here. We talked about this beforehand. Spoke a bunch of stuff.
Right. You can buy it in Harinburg.
Okay. There's nothing here I need.
I am just about ready.
Well, if it will help, I saw you were worried about a bit of liquidity. I could give you a bit of gold to kind of cover your expenses, and we'll take it out of the store credit. I can give you each 200 gold to get started. And she pulls out this crate, and she's like, "And I've got a few items that I haven't yet cataloged. And if you guys are interested, you can take some." She's got to stick her head in here, like rummaging through,
It's a weird way of doing business.
and pulls and starts Oh, no, I don't think that would be useful. And kind of tosses behind her. And, no, I think... She pulls out this thing, and when she goes like this, like a knife comes out of it. And she looks at it, well, who would really need that? And she puts it back.
That's the pocket knife from Josh.
And she's like,
Swiss.
oh, how about this? And she pulls out this really ancient, rusty-looking key. Yes, that would be interesting. Who would like a mystery key? I don't know what it opens. But maybe something important. Here you go.
In my bag.
Okay. And, and she pulls out this ornate tankard. It looks very fancy looking. And she kind of brushes it out with her hand. Anybody want a tankard?
Sure.
Here you go, sir. And she pulls out a boot. She's like, I wonder if I have the other one. Aha! Boots! You need boots for a good walk. Who would like some boots for a good walk? I'll just put those there and leave this time. But there is one thing. This might help you. One of the things that fell from the planar craft when it exploded, I was able to purchase a little thing that came out. Somebody roll me a D100. Percentile die.
91.
Could be good, could be bad.
So, and she pulls out this weird rectangular metallic object that has all sorts of buttons on it.
A calculator.
And she's like, I'm not quite sure what this does, but when you put it out in the sun, you can see these numbers appear. These really strange numbers. And no matter what you type in, it seems to know the answer. That's the right answer.
I don't even know what the question was.
Oh, you tell me a question that involves numbers. If I have 53 apples and I eat 5 apples, that's right. There are 48 apples left. Wow. Here, you have this one.
Of course.
There you go. You hold it in your hand. It doesn't feel magical.
I'll push a few numbers.
Yeah, you see numbers appear on the display up top, and you can see that it has like basic mathematical stuff on it. You're literate, so you recognize them. There's a few of them that you don't recognize though. Like there's one that says like log, and one that says fin.
Is there
And one that says sin and kosh.
Oh, I want to hit the sin button.
Sin. You hit the sin button, and it just gives you
Repent! Yes! Where is the repent button?
And there's one that says cause. You're not sure if that's like cosmological things or whatever.
I just tuck it away in the bag.
Okay, yeah. So maybe that'll help you at one point.
I appear to have a gift if you'd
I
like to
suppose
boots.
I'll take the boots of... Do they smell?
They smell musty.
Oh.
They haven't been worn in a while.
Oh,
They don't smell like
Dearie
bad.
me, I wonder if they're the right size.
As you go, are you going to try to put them on?
Maybe later.
Okay. You're not sure. When you look at them, maybe they're right size. You do feel like there's something special about them, though. Same thing as the tankard and the key. As you held it for that moment before you put it in your bag, you're just like, that's strange. And you just kind of throw it away, but it did seem like there was something interesting about it. You're not quite sure what, though.
Interesting.
Now, there is one other condition upon you going and taking all of my notes and my things. You must take along a companion who will help watch and will be responsible. And gearbox! And all of a sudden that round thing with legs and arm and the little
Eyeball?
wings,
Okay, yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, it opens up and there's an eyeball. And it's like, kind of walks over. It's probably about, four, a little taller than you as a gnome. And it kind of comes over, tick, 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 tick. Hello, everybody! I'm Gearbox!
I'm not going to like you.
Oh, that's too bad, because I already like you, Professor. I am so excited to go on this expedition with all of you, and I will so carefully take care of these maps and journals to make sure that nothing bad ever happens to them.
Gearbox, what is your weight allowance?
I can currently carry 103 pounds.
Good to know.
Hold on, we could do something with this box with numbers I have. How many pounds?
103.
And if we took 5 pounds and put it on his head,
I need my abacus. Hold on.
It shows 98.
Pull abacus on the bag.
Gearbox dear, play us the best hits of Harinburg.
I am not sure what that means. I am really sorry that I can't do that for you. I really truly wished I even knew what you were asking for at this time.
So do I.
Yes. And so Brickbow goes over. All right, Gearbox. Now I'm going to give you 3 very simple rules that you must absolutely follow. Oh, of course, Brickbow. I'll be happy to do that. All right. Rule number 1: don't die. No matter what, you never die. You are far too expensive. Oh, I would never want to die unless you wanted me to, Brickbow. Number 2, take care of the journals. Of course, that is my primary function. Unless, of course, I will die. And number 3, stay with these others as much as you can. Unless, of course, it violates rule number 2 or rule number 1. Of course, they are my new best friends. Unless they want to kill me, in which case I will leave. Wonderful, wonderful. So he will be your companion, and he will be the one who's in charge of the journals and the maps, although you were allowed to carry them and hold them and refer to them, but he's the one that must
is in charge.
store them.
is he living?
Box. Oh, no, that's a monodrone. Have you never heard of a monodrone? Give me an Arcana check.
16.
So minimum 17. You've heard of them. There's an entire species of modrones that have like this hierarchy.
Oh,
And a monodrone is the lowest on the hierarchy. That's why they're monodrone. So you're not super familiar with it, but you've definitely heard of them.
but it's alive.
It's a mechanical contraption.
It's sentient.
Yes.
Does it have a soul?
Undecided.
Does Data have a soul?
Good question. Do androids dream of robotic children, or what is it then? I can't remember.
Robotic sheep.
Well, I think I'm alive. I talk. I'm aware of you all, and I don't want to die. How could I be given a rule to not die unless I was already alive?
Well, the dwarf put it in charge.
Oh, I'm not in charge. I'm just in charge of the maps. You can still tell me what to do as long as it doesn't violate the 3 rules.
Delete voice box.
I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I really wish I could do that for you, Professor, but I don't know how.
Super.
I always wanted to try my hands at the wearing.
So it looks like this.
Oh, goodness. Is that Mike?
Is that Mike? No. This is actually a monodrone from D&D. I'll put this right here, and Rob, if you want to grab the side camera and show it to the
You
audience.
call him Gonk.
Well, get the camera on it first before you switch over to that. There we are.
Okay, well,
So, yeah.
we'll probably need to grab some supplies and such before we leave.
Wonder how long this thing will stay cherry.
Do you require
There
any
it is.
maintenance?
Oh, actually, yeah.
Any upkeep? Any oil?
I can self-maintain. As long as I don't get too wet or too on fire, I should be okay.
Do you have to eat?
No, I don't have to technically eat, but yes, I do. But just, whatever we find lying around will do just fine.
Do you need to shut down for a period every day?
Usually I need a bit of a cool down period, roughly about 6 to 8 hours. But from what I've seen, watching your kind, you need one too. Now I don't leak like you do, but
I'm old.
Well, if you eat and you don't leak,
It's a fair question.
I've never quite thought of that before. I've not been programmed to really have higher levels of thinking, so I just know the basics of my existence.
No, Brickbow, Gearbow here, he doesn't take 1/5 of our loot, right? Or our
Oh no,
our knowledge gathered.
He will not take any of your experience. I think that's what you're asking, isn't it?
That's what I'm
Okay.
asking.
Yeah, don't worry. He is pretty frail, though, so please take good care of him.
I think he's a frontline gearbox.
No, please don't put him out front. He's very valuable. I need him to come back.
Do we have to call him Gearbox? Could we maybe name him something more appropriate?
Like what?
Gearbow.
Claptrap.
I was thinking Bait.
I like this one.
That sounds like a terrible idea. But if you want to do it, I'll be happy to be bait.
Maybe I can roll, but I'm not sure.
He might grow on you.
He's bigger than me, right?
A little bit.
Everything's bigger than you.
That's true. Can I like stand on his head?
Yeah, but it's like
Can you ride?
right. His legs don't seem to be strong enough to have somebody
Wait.
like the
I
balance.
weigh like
Are
30
you
pounds.
are you below his carrying capacity? I could.
I
calculator.
weigh like 20 pounds.
I think he's good to go.
So he could carry you. It'd be hard for you to balance on top of the
Let's just
sphere.
stand on there and hang on his little wing hat thing.
We like
That's actually how you
weld
move
some
them.
hands. As they hold on.
Forward, backward.
I like your enthusiasm.
right.
However, I'm not a horse. I wish I could be now for you.
Gonna put the saddle down.
All right.
I would like to get moving on to this place of thingy real fast.
That is a wonderful idea. Let's head out into the city. Or you could go gather the equipment you want and come back and get me afterwards.
We'll do that.
Whatever you want.
I like that one.
Okay, I'll
Seems
stay
like a
here
good
at
idea.
Brickbow's. Excuse me for a moment.
Wait a minute.
Wait, we got the maps and drills. Run, just run.
Actually, you had to leave the maps and journals behind. you know.
According to Rule 3, he should really go with you.
Why? What's rule 3?
Stay with us.
Oh, I don't want to be us. Us is the worst.
You haven't left on the expedition yet, so he's okay with not following you around the city doing your chores. Okay, so what would you like to do next? We're not going to role play every last little bit of shopping. Don't worry, I don't have a binder of random urban encounters to do. Now, I want to point out something to the audience, something I talked to Steve about before. When it comes to, the wizard has an interesting mechanic of the spell book, where when he learns new spells, when he discovers another wizard spell book or spell scrolls, he can actually spend money and time and copy them down. But in the book, it says that money counts as the components and ink and stuff that he is going through. And so I have a kind of a bit of a house rule that if you're not currently in a city, then you need to have pre-purchased generic components and ink and stuff. And so, for example, if he's like, I'm going to get 100 gold pieces worth, I think it's 50 gold pieces per level 1 or per level, so then he would be able to do a couple level 1 spells, but he wouldn't be able to get any more until he finds more components. So if there's and also I've told everybody they can start with any material components that are required for their spells that have a gold piece allocation. You can have one of each of those, even if it's consumable. But if you want to buy more consumable ones, you can pretty much find... Harinburg is a very... Brother and you... Actually, the three of you would have all the knowledge you need to pick up any of the normal items in the player's handbook or any minor spell components as well. So what is it that you guys are looking for?
Well, I didn't actually consider the price of spell scrolls at a magic shop. Do you know what they are offhand? My wife's tongue.
Pretty expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Like hundreds of gold pieces for level 1.
Is it hundreds? Okay.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to buy spell scrolls.
All right. I required nothing then.
Did you want to stock up on generic components so that if you come across spell scrolls?
Actually,
If you
that
don't,
makes
and
sense.
if you're out in the wild, you're gonna, based on the map, and I haven't shown a lot yet of the map of Alarath, and I am gonna make another map that shows you are gonna pass villages and other small towns along the way, so you might be able to pick up some components, but Harinburg is definitely a hub that has almost everything you need.
Actually, I probably should pick up some rations if we're gonna be out.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
looking
like
at the
food
map,
and stuff.
if you're gonna take this journey by foot, it's about 2 weeks. It's a week by horse, but you'd have to buy horses, which are 75 gold pieces each. There is the alternative.
Just
to
buy a
take-
carriage.
Yeah, that'll cost about the same though, because the horse and carriage.
Maybe 2. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the same. It might be a little cheaper. We can look that up if you want. The other alternative, of course, is to take one of the ships and sail most of the coast. That would cost you 25 gold pieces each. And
That'd be
then,
the fastest, I think.
yeah, and then a couple days on foot as well, because you won't be able to take you all the way there. You're not exactly sure where you have to go, but you have a general idea. There are woods that you have to pass through.
Mm-hmm. We sail way to the top and work our way down.
Yeah.
I vote we sail. But I would like to pick up rations and I guess, I don't know, what do you think of good, like spend 200 of my gold on various components?
Well, I think, let me double check, but I believe it's 50 gold pieces per level. If you ever learn spells, you kind of have to think about that, just in case you don't have the opportunity to pick up more later on, right?
Pact of the Tome, I can write that. If I find a spell, I can write that in the tome, right?
2 hours and 50 gold pieces. So yeah, so it's 50 gold pieces per level. So if you had 100 gold pieces, that could be 1 level 2 or 2 level 1s.
I'm not really a fan of boats.
Oh, you've been on the road so long. I'm gonna get the 100 gold back. I'll spend it now.
I can summon my own horse, but not today.
Not today.
I suppose if the boat is the quickest.
Maybe the quickest and the cheapest.
Because we're not running too high on gold. Maybe the cheapest solution is the better one.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
around town, what do you guys want to do?
So for me, I'll get I don't have the price of rations on me, but I'm gonna spend a bunch of money, 25 gold on rations ish, and then I'll give you 300 gold and take it on my thing out for about 6 levels worth of spells.
Oh yeah, we should all grab some rations, right?
And other than that, I don't require anything.
You might
more.
You might have rations already as a starting character,
Single.
but
So I'm gonna find rations real quick.
yeah, somebody can look up the price of rations.
Is there anything else?
It
we
should
would
be in the
need?
basic equipment.
Anything else we would need in? Oh, I guess not.
They're half a gold each.
For a day?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take 50 rations.
50?
50.
How much?
How
does
long
that
do they
cost?
last
gold.
for?
When you're buying rations, you're not buying nice food. You're buying like,
No, it's like jerky.
Fried
stuff.
jerkies and
yeah, so you're good. It'd be good for a couple
Nuts
weeks,
and
a month,
seeds.
even a couple months. Yeah, 5 silver pieces per day ration.
Yeah, it's 25 gold.
we're not using encumbrance, are we?
Yes, but you should be fine.
Okay. How are you holding 50 rations?
It's 100
much do
pounds.
Is it 2 pounds per ration?
It's 1 pound per ration.
Is it?
Oh, sorry, 2 pounds per ration. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a lot of food.
Holy
It is
cow.
a day's worth of food, right?
Wait, can you hold
And with
100
the
pounds
bo-
of rations?
I don't even know actually.
With the
Don't
boat,
worry about it too much. We'll worry
Okay.
about encumbrance when it comes to like you find a
Okay.
huge hoard of treasure. Or
with the
something.
boat, how are we? What's our estimated travel time then?
You want to go to the docks and talk to somebody about that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, actually, you've been out on the boat, so you'd know.
Yeah, if I knew.
It's about a week by ship to sail up the coast.
Okay. I'm seeing 250 gold worth of magic writing.
Okay. Just
So it's going to take us
note that.
2 weeks on foot to get there.
2 weeks on foot, but it's free. A week by ship, which would cost 25. When you go there, you're not going to find anything much cheaper than 25 gold pieces per person,
Okay.
and that includes the cost of gearbox.
He's cargo.
Yeah, for the sake of like things like that, does he count as another person
For what?
to bring gearbox along? Do we have to pay like
Yeah,
per head?
that's why it's 25.
Okay.
It's 20 gold pieces each, but when you
I
add
see.
5, 5, 5, 5, it's like 20.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's not going to pay
There's
us
a whole
anything.
separate thing for those.
Yeah. So I grabbed a couple rations. I think I'm good.
Should I have one component?
No, you don't need them.
Now, what else would you like to do around town?
I have nothing to do around town. I don't know.
Garrett, before he leaves, is definitely going to go and make sure he polishes the small shrine to Ulra that is in the lower temple district,
Yeah.
I would assume.
Oh, no, in the slums.
Oh, actually,
Okay.
In the slums.
Everybody's done shopping. I'll stop by the library real quick and see if I can find any more information that I don't recall off the top of my head about what I think is what's that area called again?
Barrier Peaks?
Yes, the Barrier Peaks.
Okay, just those mountain ranges in general. Just seeing what other information you can find. Okay, so you haven't been back to the library for a couple
Oh, I don't
weeks.
want to go back to the library.
So you walk into the library, a
Head's down.
little nervous. Your head's down a bit, and as you approach, you see the familiar sight of the half elf who is currently the receptionist, and she's like, "Professor Holbert, you're back here. I thought you were on administrative leave.
I'm just looking for some books. I just gotta be quiet. Quiet.
Poor books.
No, I didn't take the books.
I want to believe you, but they're currently still wondering where those books are. Have you found those books? Have you been able to return them yet?
I've not found the books.
Well, according to my library card, you can't check out any more books.
I'm not. I'm just gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave them on the shelf so quick. She's gonna check out some books.
Who is she?
Stillwater.
So I'm going to look into her eyes and be like, dearie, what's your name?
Alindra?
Alindra?
Alindra.
Alindra, dear, you see, it's quite important that the professor and I get in and look at those books.
It's very important.
So, would you be so kind and be a dear to let us in? And you see like this little flicker of something in Mrs. Detwater's eyes.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage. I know what you're going for.
Okay.
She's not quite a commoner. With advantage.
With advantage. 12.
12? You know the headmaster's going to have my back. You better not take anything more.
I didn't take anything.
Well, then why did they suspend you?
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Okay, you can go. But
I'm done. I already ran.
make it quick. Don't take anything.
So I grab her hand like, thank you, dearie, thank you.
Yeah. Just make it quick. And
I'm going to run to the sections about the Barrier Peaks, anything on Qualish himself.
Okay, so you can give me either an investigation or a history check, whichever you
It's
prefer.
the same.
Okay.
14.
14? Okay, so as you spend some time...
Oh, actually, I have.
Give me 1 second here. So as you're looking through, you do find actually a reference, something that you hadn't noticed before because you hadn't heard the name, the Dune-Glonier that Brickbow had mentioned. The city of Dune-Glonier. If you want to know how to spell that, it's not anything like what you hear. It's Daoine. It's Dune. It's like Gaelic. Glonier. Gloine. So Dune-Glonier. If you say it with an Irish accent, it sounds even better. Dune-Glonier. Dune-Glonier.
Sing it.
Yeah, just sing it. Dune-Glonier. The Barrier Peaks. So Dune-Glonier was found in the Barrier
Lion
Peaks,
King.
but it's long been deserted. According to the research that you did, which you're hoping is accurate,
Yep.
its last residents left ages ago, though a few of their descendants are said to scratch out a meager existence along the old mountain passes leading to the city. Okay? If you want to spend some more time, that took you a good portion of a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you want to actually delay your expedition,
No.
you can spend some more. Is anybody else doing anything to hunt for rumors or information?
Shall we take to the streets?
I'm
Ask around?
not sure that anyone will.
There's a lot of whispers of the craft. You hear people talking about that all the time. But if you spend like a good portion of a day in taverns and talking, even maybe there's been a lot of travelers who are coming and going too. Maybe you can get something out of them. Won't be easy, but
I'll quietly follow Garrett around and let him do most of the.
Okay.
so how would you like to approach it then? What are you doing?
You will find I guess probably the market would be the highest concentration of people.
Don't go to the market; it's full of traps.
Oh, I gotta get my other binder.
I am getting the strange feeling that the market is not the best place to go. So,
No, the market's fine. The market.
so I guess I will go around and keep an ear open as I wander around trying to
Are you
pick
going
up
to talk
on.
to people, or are you just going to listen?
For the most part, I'm going to just listen and overhear, and if I then catch anybody in particular talking about any of the rumors, or about the skyship, or about the name Qualish, anything like that, that's what will trigger his attention.
Okay. All right, so let's start off with a perception roll. Give me a perception check.
Can I do that as well? Because I'm still kind of there
If
listening.
you're doing it with them, then we'll give them an advantage.
That's
then,
fine. We'll
because
give him
you're
advantage.
helping. Good thing.
Good.
That was crap.
There we go, crit.
Great. All right.
I get plus nothing, so it's just straight 20.
This is straight 20 plus 0.
It's better than the 3.
So as you're going along and you're trying to listen, you go into taverns and Brother Ren's next to you. Brother Ren all of a sudden taps on your shoulder and points, because it's with the help, right? So it's actually him
Yep.
that got that. So he points over, and you overhear the word somebody talking about the Barrier Peaks. So then you go over and you start a conversation with them, but
For
they
sure.
seem a little wary because you're in all this armor and stuff, and you're a stranger to them.
So before I approach, I will pop my channel divinity.
With this.
It is. Wow, that one is called. There we go. Emissary of Peace. As a bonus action, you grant yourself +5 to persuasion checks for the next 10 minutes.
Because that's actually, I was going to get you to do a persuasion check next, so that's suitable.
So I will pop that channel divinity.
So all of a sudden you're just like, oh, you glow a little bit, and they seem a little uneasy, but at the same time they can't help you but washed over by this comforting feeling. So as you speak with them and you try to find out what they know, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. I have base 5, so I'm gonna get +10 to that, so 17.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, you pass. So you quite easily work yourself into the conversation and try not to sound too condescending and too young. You sound just wise enough and just of the people enough.
Perfect.
You're trying to fit in with the people, even though you're
No.
you're not used to doing exactly that. You always like to stand out and
Try
be
to
different.
chill a little bit more than I typically am.
Exactly.
A little less overbearing, probably.
One of them actually starts to talk about sins, and it takes all of your. You're just like, not for now, not for now. That's not what I need to do. And so what they say, they kind of whisper to you, saying, there be talks about this Dunia city that they've recently had expeditions come back from, and the people say that it takes its name from the monster kept there by the city priests. They would sacrifice victims to the Medusa Glonye Nather, using the bodies of those poor victims as the city's statuary.
That sounds terrible.
Right?
It sounds like a place that no one would want to go.
No, I wouldn't want to go there.
You said people came back from an expedition there.
So I heard.
Do you know about them?
No.
Anything?
Nothing. These are just the rumors that I've heard.
Well, that is much more than I've heard. Well, thank you.
And then it kind of disperses. And that took you most of the day to find that information.
Okay.
Or
That's
you
pretty-
spend the rest of the day and you don't find any more information.
That's
however you
some
wanna
pretty
look at it,
decent information right there.
if it's true.
If it's true.
There's rumors and legends after all.
There's always a nugget of truth in there somewhere.
Exactly. Maybe it's not a Medusa, maybe it's something else, but some terrible creature that must be taken care of.
We'll face it all the same.
But of course, it does not scare me.
So the day has passed. You all have to return to wherever you sleep. And the next day is here. The city is still not... It feels like every day that goes by, the city's doing worse.
A little more tense.
Yeah, you felt a couple more tremors during the day that you were looking around. A few of the books fell off the shelves. And you quickly put them back so you wouldn't be accused of being the one responsible of that. Yeah, people are just... there's definitely a lot of tension going through the city, and it just seems, if this isn't taken care of, that, whether the thing is responsible for any of the problems or not, it's going to cause some long-term damage to the city. So the next day is here. Did you want to spend more time looking for rumors and legends? Or do you feel apprehensive and want to get going?
Well, I'd like to go back to Owen Wilson.
I know Rin and I were on the
Arena.
streets yesterday,
Arena. Wilson.
and we learned a little bit, but
It's Mila.
other than that, the rumors seem to be quite not too much. So I think it's probably about time we head off.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah.
Rin's going to make
Yep,
sure that
yep.
before he leaves, if he knows of anyone in sort of the neighborhood he's been staying in that doesn't have a home,
Plenty.
so if there's time sort of paid up on my rent, I'll just...
There, you pay kind of week to week, month to month kind of thing. Now, you live a pretty squalid living, so it only costs you about...
Well, whatever time's left, I'll let someone move in.
Okay. You can always throw like a gold piece their way. That'll probably be like another month's worth.
True, I'll do that.
It's a noble deed.
Yeah, your place is cheap. It is pretty cheap. It's also pretty dirty
Gross.
and crappy. Like, you keep it clean. He keeps it clean.
Okay.
But, tries to
Just
kill...
in general.
Yeah, tries to kill the cockroaches and rats and other creatures that seem to always squirm their way through. But it's clean.
One of those polish a turd situations.
Yeah.
I also think Rin's probably looking a little uncomfortable in his armor and carrying his shield. It's maybe not something he's done in a while. And
So yeah, so you show back up at the shop, kind of just still
Yeah.
feeling. Yeah, you see now that looks very different. His red hair. Did you do anything to your red hair? Have you pulled it back like a ponytail
Yeah,
or something?
pulled back off my face. And
I am wearing my adventuring tie. Ready to go.
And you got your haversack, your umbrella.
did you sleep well, Professor?
I did. Very much did. I did. You did. You fools didn't bring an umbrella.
It's not even raining out. Why do you always carry that umbrella around with you?
It will. I'll be
You
prepared.
never know. You might need an umbrella.
And Mrs. Doubtwater always has her
A
broom.
broom.
I don't even know what to say to that.
They look very strange.
Egypt.
We are ready for combat. You are ready for a mess and rain. I'm quite afraid to see what happens when enemies show up.
Yeah.
I've traveled with people before that wear less armor, and I think they'll be
It's fair.
okay.
Okay, Gearbow. Ready to go.
So you walk into the shop.
Oh yeah.
So Brickbow is there, and Gearbox currently having a little conversation with Gearbox, and she's talking in her normal level voice, and you can hear Gearbox. It seems to have one volume level. He's just talking really loudly.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So you
We
walk
don't
in.
have stealth anywhere.
Yeah, right.
You guys gotta be real quiet.
So Brickbow turns back. Oh, welcome back. I hope that you had time to get everything you need. Are you ready to begin your adventure?
We've booked passage on a ship going up the coast.
We haven't booked it yet.
Oh, okay.
But that's your plan is to go. You know the general prices looking around
Sure.
and stuff.
Why are we here? Oh, we need to pick up Gearbox.
And the
Yeah,
maps
we
and stuff.
are- yeah.
Gearbox is the one that's... So you see Gearbox has actually been like outfitted with a bit of a haversack. and so Brickbow turns and says, just so you know, Gearbox is actually an excellent... he has an excellent sense of direction and time. So if you ever need to know which way is north, just ask Gearbox. That's right! I always know which way is north and how far from noon it is.
Right now, where is north? What time is it?
That way! It is 2 hours and 43 minutes and 25 seconds before noon.
Splendid, thank you.
You're writing down the time? We left that.
Specifically.
So that can't work.
Oh no!
I'm gonna catch Gearbox in the lie.
It couldn't possibly have been 3 hours and 11 minutes. It was clearly 3 hours and 9 minutes! Oh, I'm so sorry!
I cast 47 cantrips.
Because I cast 47.
This is how I keep time.
That's how you time. Yeah. How often can I cast Mending?
I can do this 10 times in a minute. All right, yeah. Let's just. I don't want to be here anymore. I hate everybody's voice in this room. Ready to go? Let's go.
Remember, Professor Hobart is a happy man. Happy gnome.
You did put your
Steve
umbrella down
always-
when you came inside.
Steve always bleeds through.
Okay, so we're heading to the docks.
Yes, that would be fantastic. I said happily.
Okay, so you head down to the docks. Unfortunately, your friends are long gone, so you won't be able to get
That's
back with
okay.
them. They dropped you off and headed off as well. Or even if you came back with them, I'm not quite sure. And as you look around, it doesn't take you very long before you find a skiff that is able to go along the coast. And you can approach that ship. And currently, it's currently loaded for that day's shipment. It's probably about a 30-footer, 40-footer. A crew of roughly a dozen. Room for a handful of passengers. And you approach what you assume to be its captain, which is a...
Randomly generated.
Until I like what I see. Come on. Where is it? There it is. I'm sorry, I had one right here a second ago. And
Are you wearing your adventuring skirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got little ball bearing stuff. So
Does she
There
have
we
a gigantic backpack that holds all your stuff or
just
something?
satchel.
It's
Okay.
a beautiful satchel
satchel.
for anyone. who wants.
She's really good at organizing stuff in it.
Yeah, apparently just folding everything.
Everything's
So
in there.
Pulling it just right. Yeah, that's Mrs. Doubtwater. So as you approach, you see a not young but not old male half-elf sailor that looks to be the one in charge, kind of barking orders at everybody else. He's got rugged red skin. Looks like he's been out in the sun so much that it's not tanned. It's just like it's become burnt. But you're not sure if some of that is maybe actually the natural hue of the skin for the half elf as well, because some of them could have a similar tinge. But it's like maybe their skin used to be red, but now it's like tanned red. Like clearly they're out, and he's bare-chested, has a sailor's build, so it's quite muscular. Bald head, very black eyes. But when I say it's not like
He's half bear.
half elf, bare-chested. There you go. That's what we're looking for.
He's half bear.
He has a short little mustache, a round, attractive face, athletic build, and he's kind of looking around, yelling orders. And he turns around.
Hit on him.
Why would I do that?
He turns around and he sees the four of you approaching, and all your gear, and this little monodrome just kind of swinging the hands back and forth like this as it walks.
Do we get weird looks walking with the
Yeah, of
thing
course.
behind? Okay.
They're kind of all looking around. Like it's just, and he's just big smile on his mechanical face. It basically looks at everybody. Hello, hi, and continues on with you. And you have your familiar too. We never really mentioned that. Is your familiar currently with you?
In the bag.
In the bag. Okay.
Morbid.
That's an easy way not to have to keep track of it.
Yep.
And so you approach. He looks in your direction, and
We're looking for passage, Captain.
I could definitely get you passage. Where you be looking to go?
Yarr.
We need to go up the coast towards Northgate.
Yes. Yeah, we be going that way.
Not as far as Northgate, though. We'll need to be dropped off along the way.
Oh, that be fine. Of course, the cost for each of you is 20 gold pieces, and that must be paid all up front. I can't offer much in accommodations or food, but we'll be comfortable enough as long as the weather holds.
Let's hit over 20 gold.
This man is ready for rain, so weather should not be an issue.
An umbrella. Yes, of course, that will work really well out in the sea when the rain comes.
Yar.
Yar.
so you hand him 20 gold.
Yeah, just hand it over.
I will also need your names for the manifest. For when we reach the next ports, we must give them to the authorities.
Owl.
Owl. Just owl?
Like the bird.
Owl, like the bird. So is that O-U owl?
Sure.
O-U owl. Owl. 2 L's?
Absolutely.
Yar, that's what he said.
Owl. Owl. Okay. Owl. And you, fine sir.
Garrett Flugelhorn. At your
Garrett
service.
Is that the Flugelhorns that invented the Flugelhorn?
Indeed.
Oh! I have a friend, Bard, who loves the Flugelhorn.
I carry one as well, though I am honestly not that great at it.
Oh, it's too unfortunate. You could have serenaded us with your Flugelhorn.
I have brought much shame to my family, but I'm here to repent that sin.
Okay.
Being such a terrible musician.
I did not need your backstory, young lad.
Well, you asked.
I hardly think that's a sin, Gary.
And you, old lady, your name, please.
To my father.
So she's a little wary about giving her actual name out because she hasn't done that for quite a long time. So she's going to look at the captain and be, dear, looks right into his eyes. Perhaps we can go 25 gold and we forget the name.
Arr, I like your thinking.
Arr.
Mrs. Smith the Bee.
So it actually is going to cost you each 25 gold because you have to chip in for gearbox, and so you're an extra 5 on top of that.
Okay, so 30 gold.
And you, fine gnome, man, gentleman. I'm not quite sure what to call your people.
This is going to backfire, isn't it?
What be your name?
Professor Hobart Nibsel Bumpkin.
Professor Hobart Nibsel Bumplican.
I knew it.
It was one eyebrow raises.
You had a problem spelling owl, but you wrote that down?
He shows you the paper, and it's just like
It's
all like just scratches. It's like some sort of shorthand because he seems to not actually be able to read or write, but he's just scratching things out of a piece of paper. You don't recognize when you glance over at the paper. You actually can't recognize what he's writing down, and none of you actually would.
Just pure nonsense.
It's not actually,
I was walking onto the boat, by the
but
way.
it's not. It's not.
It's not English
what you,
or
it's
common?
Not common. It's not common. So he just kind of
I
puts
walked
that.
away.
Okay.
As I'm wandering on my new boat.
All right, we be casting off in less than an hour. So make sure you're here or we leave without you, and your bounty be forfeit.
Are you fine?
Hey! Get those beejiggers over on the crates!
What are beach jiggers?
Cast up the mainsail! We'll be leaving here in an hour!
Cast it? How many?
Not you. I'm not talking to
What
you.
are you talking about?
I think we just gave our money to a con man, sir.
That wouldn't be the first time.
So you did do it.
No, I didn't do it.
You must manage your finances better, sir. Another thing for me to do.
Just give the guy all the money. I don't
I
know.
clean your clothes, I clean the house, I cook. Now I have to do your finances. Unbelievable.
Never once complained in 30 years.
Well, it's been a pretty
We
rough
go adventuring for one day.
2 months. The past 2 months have been a little rough. Okay, so
Your
hour
your
has-
servants seem a little.
Yeah, she does the job. She does a good 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 job.
your box is kind of looking around.
I found a place to sit down, and an hour has passed.
You want to just pass the hour? That's fine. You can just literally sit nearby and wait the hour.
I warned your box not to go near the anchor.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I don't think I would have gone there. I don't want to go in the water, because then I get wet, and wet is another thing that I can't get. So,
Fire and wet.
Like how wet?
well, it would rust me if I get too wet.
She can clean you.
Well, that would be much appreciated.
That's why I have my broom, dear. Get you all cleaned up in a swip of a jiff.
Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you so much, Mrs. Doubtwater.
Mrs., you were married?
I was married at one time, but my love, he's unfortunately passed away.
Kalina will take care of him, I'm sure.
I appreciate it.
Just got sad in here.
Oh. Don't be saddened by it.
I'm drinking my tea rations.
Do you also have like tiny triangle sandwiches with that?
How long have you served Mr. Bumplekin?
Oh, I've known Mr. Bumblekin for about 30 some odd years. Is that right, sir?
30 years now. Yep, 30 years. 30 years. It's been 30 years.
I actually knew a Bumblekin.
Did you know?
I did.
We've never met.
Is there many Bumpkins?
No, that was the last of my line. There are no bumblekids around.
Are you sure?
Oh, I can
Yeah.
guarantee that from all the times I've been a servant at his house.
There is.
I've never once seen a Bumblekin.
There is that other guy.
What?
The guy who I'm pretty sure he took my name. He racked up all the debt. He stole them books.
That's a Bumblekin as well.
I don't know what his real name is. I'm trying to find his real name. We're gonna find that guy.
Nibs.
Yeah, that's my name.
No, that's his name too.
No, I'm sure that's what he told you. You met him, did you? Can you describe him? Can you
I
describe
met
him?
him. I met him.
What does he look like?
This short fellow,
I'm gonna draw something really quick.
A sinful fellow?
bald.
Does he look like this?
He was misguided. He was misguided, but I think a good soul
Good souls, put me in the poorhouse.
until he. Well, he was misguided.
He stole everything from me. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna find that Nibs. Find out his real name.
And then what would you
find
do,
him.
sir? Mind your tongue now. There's young kids about.
Don't know him.
For I shall travel with you, and I will have him repent for his sins.
This man here. We
I
find
would warn
After
you
this,
to
I
be
will help.
careful.
of careful what?
He's not a gentleman.
Okay, so if I find this Nibs guy, can you make him repent?
For sure.
Can you get my money back? All my money back.
Cash is not really my issue.
Can you
I
get
am-
the books back to the library? Can you make him return his library books?
We could talk to him about maybe possibly bringing that as part of his repentance.
You are a devout soul,
I
Garrett, but
think I
you
can
could not
rewrite
make
those
the
books.
Nibs that I know repent.
Well, maybe if he had met the spiky hand of justice,
Give him the justice!
maybe that will sway his opinions.
Fair, fair.
I do have a PI out there looking for him. We're gonna find that Nibs. I'm gonna find that Nibs.
Do I
fake
know
Nibs.
where Nibs
That fake Nibs.
may have
When did
been?
you actually...
You haven't seen him
when's
for
the last time you seen his Nibs?
Some time ago.
Some time
Few
ago?
years.
A couple of years? It's been going on for that long, has it? Oh, that's horrible.
You might want to check in with the Temple of Kalina. I think they were last to see him.
Temple of Kalina.
He worked for them for a short time.
He's a priest?
No, far from it.
Sounds like a swindler to me.
Indeed. He's colorful.
Captain Yar, can I trust you to send a note back to Harinburg?
We be in Harinburg now.
Did we take off yet?
No. We be
Freaking
waiting.
idiot.
We be casting off in less than 20 minutes.
So deep in his books is this gnome.
Yeah, you're having this conversation as you're
We're still
waiting.
at the docks.
Yes, sir. Your powers of
Boy!
observation are astute,
I
sir.
want to wave over like a small boy. Sounds
Oh boy! You boy!
Come here.
A little street urchin comes over.
Will you help this fine gnome?
Hey, give me some. I don't have any gold left. I have my gold. Have gold? One piece of gold, please.
What did you do with
How
all
can
your
you
gold?
have-
Here's 5 gold.
Thank you, gold. Just take this note to my private investigator. Where's their base in town? I don't know. No, seriously.
You hired them.
To the left of the library. That's where they're based.
It's just the library and then
And then-
PI.
Jimmy's PI office.
Didn't you
I
hire
figured-
Richard Tracy?
Do you have something in mind? Because you wouldn't the thing I wanted to do.
It's okay. You can make up whatever you want for the PI.
Cool. I found this sweet goblin named Zotinkle.
Nope. I said he couldn't be your PI. Told you that already.
All right. So there's just some guy I met in the sunken. Oh, what's the tavern called?
The Sunken Hope.
Sunken Hope. He's always there. Just to take this over to the Sunken Hope. His name is.
You hired someone you met in the Sunken Hope?
Yes.
Desperate.
What would you be doing down? I thought you said you'll never go down there again, sir. You went down. Do you know what kind of things they do down there? Bunch of swindlers and hustlers. They might stab you in the
You
dark.
spent all that time down there?
No, I've heard things.
I had to find somebody to go find this weird.
So you went out, dangerous it could be.
I came back fine. I had my umbrella with me. I was fine.
Don't you ever do such a dirty thing like that again. No wonder all your clothes are full of mud.
She makes a good point.
I had my umbrella. I said, to take this note over to the Sunken Hope and give it to the bartender guy whose name I can't remember, but he'll hand it to my PI.
Why are you looking at me? Talk to the child.
Actually, the child?
I am not the child.
I'll look at it in the middle then. So I give the kid 5 gold. I can't. What's the bartender's name?
I don't know.
That guy. He's behind the counter.
Remember when I said
All right,
didn't
sir.
matter what was there, we could defeat
I'll go
it?
do that.
How much gold do you
I
have?
have second,
Apparently 5.
5 gold.
second guess that.
This kid's living like.
So
His eyes just like bulge out. Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
And you just see him
How
like
much
run
gold
off
did
into
you
the.
give him?
You gave him 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His eyes like almost bulge out of his head as you hand him concept.
This kid's buying a house.
You toss an urchin a copper piece. and
He's just
they'll-
like, I just
They'll
give
run
him.
simple errands for you.
was
Oh,
doing
you
a-
mean your character has?
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's been given 100 gold.
As the kid's kind of like running away, I'm gonna kind of duck out really quickly, and I'm gonna cast at will message
Okay.
right at the little kid,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "If you run away with that money, dear, I'll strangle you in your sleep.
He just kind of stops, looks up around.
Turn around. Yes,
Turns around.
do you see me? The one with the broom on the ship?
I see him looking over.
Yes.
Something wrong with that boy.
Strangle you in your sleep, you little urchin thing, you. Now get along now.
Sunken Hope.
Wave. Say yes.
Sunken Hope.
And yell out Sunken Hope.
You see like the wet spot appear in his pants.
So say Sunken Hope. Out loud.
He did. It was from a
Okay.
distance. You couldn't hear it.
Now tag along. Goodbye.
Disappears into the crowds as quickly as possible.
We're scaring children, are we?
Started this early. All right.
Excuse me, dearie. Sorry. Sorry about that. I saw out in the distance and I reminisced of my late husband.
Maybe when we get back,
Husband?
they'll lock down that imposter.
That was fantastic.
I lost it at husband. Okay.
My husband.
My hose bin. Just a
A bin full of hoses.
All right, you all be ready to go now.
Yar!
I like your enthusiasm.
You do. You seem to notice a different demeanor in the captain. As he's speaking to the professor, as he talks, see a little bit of contempt in his face. You don't notice this.
Nope, not at all.
So you board the ship, the little skiff, and you head off.
Entering too.
Once, not to bother him while he's working, but
Yeah, so
once
there's a
we-
lot of work as they're getting out of the
Once
port.
we are clear and the captain maybe has a bit of time,
It's
I'll
about a half an hour, an hour later then.
approach the captain. Say,
And he's at the wheel, at the helm.
so, you've had a run-in with a bumpkin?
He looks down at you. His eyes narrow. He's like,
Arr, you be traveling with the wrong kind of folk there.
I know who you think he is. He's not that. I thought the same.
And who be I think he is?
Nibs? The halfling of many shirts, perhaps.
I know be knowing what you be talking about there, sir.
You weren't done wrong by a halfling brigand?
Well, there be many a halfling that maybe I not be getting along with. But there be no Nibs Bumplikin who I have issue with. He seems a fine feller back there. Good old fine chap. Good old fine gnome chap.
All right. He's mistaken for a criminal of the same name, and I wanted to make sure that you weren't going to think less of him.
Alrighty, I will not think less of him. Because you asked me to, good sir, Owl.
You'll do what?
Hmm?
You'll do
he was
what?
talking to the side before.
Because you
Nobody
said
else heard it.
owl. And then you'll do what? That's a joke.
Oh, I get it.
Owl will do this.
All right, then.
Okay.
I'll move over to the dear professor. Do you know the captain?
Nope, never been on a ship before. It's my first time.
All right, then.
Oh, sir, would you like an antacid, sir? I might have one.
you have one.
Someone in here, sir.
I actually am feeling a little scratchy in the throat. Do you have a cough candy or something?
Aye, there's always some
Make
cough
him some
candy
chamomile
all the
tea,
way
make him
down
chamomile
there. Oh, no, not that one. Here
Peels
you
it
go.
off.
Oh,
Swallow
thank
it.
you, thank you.
I can't guarantee how old it is, but
You have to brush off
Why
a
was
little
there a
bit of
wrapper on it?
hair. He pulls like this chunk of candy. Like,
Chisel one off.
I don't know why this is so quiet.
sounds like waves.
It should. Oh, you know what? There we go. I just have to turn it up, apparently. Okay, so you travel. It's pretty clear skies for the first day and a half. Up ahead, you can see that there's a bit of overcast, but it doesn't look like too much rain. As you've gone along, you've spoken a little bit with the crew. They're a mixture of humans and half-elves, and there's even a half-orc on there as well, working away. They're not super talkative. They keep to themselves. They get a little merry at night and having singing their songs and drinking their ale, and then sleeping pretty heavily. As there's always somebody on watch though as the boat continues along, and it's mainly sticking to the coast. You're not going too far. Like you're never so far that you can't see the coast to the west. Is there anything you wanted to do on this journey?
I like to investigate these boots.
Okay. So you have
yeah,
plenty of
that's
time for a
food.
short rest, which means you're going to do the key as well. All right. So as you investigate the boots, you realize that they actually will change size. So they didn't look like they fit you, but as you put them on, they actually they do fit.
Oh,
That
okay.
you didn't expect them to fit, and they fit quite comfortably. And you get the impression that they don't leave regular tracks.
Okay.
And so as you kind of experiment, as you look around, you find some sand or whatever, and you kind of brush it onto the dock, or onto the deck. Sorry, not the dock, the deck. And as you walk across it, it just leaves regular footprints. But then you think about it, and you walk across again, and it leaves different kinds of footprints. So you're able to manipulate the type of footprints that you leave behind. They have to stick relatively similar to what you do. So it's not like you can be leaving an elephant's footprints. It's more they have to be a humanoid of roughly the same size. But you're able to change what those tracks look like.
Interesting. Okay.
As for the key, it's this old ornate key, but you have a funny feeling that it could open anything. Maybe.
Maybe.
Like it has a chance of opening anything.
Is that magical?
It is. And that's because it can open anything. But you also have a funny feeling that once it does open something, that it won't open anything ever again.
Okay.
Catch what I'm tossing your way.
Yep.
I will as
Achieve
well
the first story.
inspect my tankard.
Your tankard it has some nice. Once you polish it up and clean it up, it's actually quite nice. Probably could fetch a fair price.
I put it to my lips. Does anything happen?
After you spend some time experimenting with it, so you fill it with, you put it to your lips. You're like, no, nothing.
Put water in it.
You put water, you drink it. It tastes like water. But it isn't until that night. I'm assuming that would you join in with their celebrations a little bit? Would you be?
A little
are you
bit.
like?
Meaning
Are you
to
like
stay
you like to
away from the sailors as to not listen to their stories because I am.
You don't want to tell them all to repent.
No, not really. I understand my situation and I know that if I hear too much, I will say too much.
Okay. So how much do you drink then?
Oh, 2-3 cups.
So 3 full tankards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's like
Yeah.
like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. So you're just kind of drinking as the night goes on, and you're just.
how big was it?
It's a good.
He's on the
sized
floor.
but he's not.
I'm
And that's
also
just-
a big dude.
Yeah, he can hold his liquor. As you're going along, you're just kind of you realize after you've had 2 or 3 that you're not feeling any different. And normally by this point you would have felt at least a little like
Okay. Yep.
a little drunk.
It's the mug of drinking contest.
And so so you want to experiment with this, or is that enough for
Challenge
you?
the captain.
For his captainship.
I don't know. I don't want to do anything because I'm gonna get
You
myself.
just leave your mug?
If you want to, it's up to you.
Is Professor Hobart a drinker?
You're a 3-foot gnome.
No, he's not.
Well, I am.
Are you over there with everybody else?
Yeah.
Just sitting and laughing and trying.
Maybe a little. Rin's probably a little withdrawn, but he's certainly drinking and listening, and
Yeah. How's it feel to be back up in the high seas?
I don't like it. I don't like it. There was a reason I got off these boats.
Right. So you hand him the tankard and what?
This serves me no real purpose, as I do not tend to fraternize with these types.
Birds on at night.
You should try.
You might be able to make use of it.
You should try.
That is,
You had the birds.
I have lost control many times, and I'm trying to keep that in check. So it's best that I stay away from substance such as that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Suit yourself.
So you sit there and you just kind of drink away.
Yep.
And the same thing, you notice after 2 or 3 drinks that you're not really feeling anything. You're wondering, is this even ale? But it is. It tastes like ale, looks like ale. The sailors definitely are being affected
They're
by
filling it?
Yeah, well, you're sharing it amongst everybody, right?
Okay.
And
But it's like it's not creating its own liquid.
No. No,
Just dancing a jig with all the sailors.
you're over there dancing with them?
Yeah.
Trying to fit in with the sailors?
Like, I don't dance very well.
I guess
They give me a performance check.
Ooh.
Can I go in the corner and play the flugelhorn?
You can try. Give me a performance check.
At 16?
Wow.
Dancing pretty good.
You've read a book.
It's one teacup of grog. Got me going.
Wow, I did that.
You rolled very well with that dice.
Yeah, you
10?
read about a dance once, and you're just somehow putting it all together. And so they're all laughing as you dance away, and they're singing their songs. They're singing their sailing jigs. There once was a honey that's going down river.
North!
What was your
10.
performance? 10?
There's a couple wrong notes in there, but
Are you actually proficient?
no.
Are you not proficient in this instrument?
No.
Okay, so
Well, actually, no, I don't think so.
no, so you don't even really know how to play. So you're just kind of figuring it out. So
I think it's part of the song.
I've had it. It's just.
So for not really being practiced with it, it's okay. You kind of get the feel for it, and you're able to you're able to make some notes, but you're not able to get your lips sealed in such a way that those notes come out nicely.
I see. So
it's more like a.
Kind of dropping. This is why my father was ashamed of me.
I am on my second teacup of grog.
Shots.
Grog shots. Hey ho!
This could be our new life. We can be sailors.
I don't think so, dear.
Give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
I cannot hold my grog.
Yeah, it's over the side. It's over the side. The seasickness is back, and the sailors are all laughing as they continue on.
I have to clean that up.
As soon as he starts vomiting, I'll kind of take him. Fine, no, you have drank too much. It's time for you to sit down.
What?
I do that.
What's with this mug you gave me?
I don't know. Didn't actually have the effects of normal ale, so.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's got all the flavor and yet none of the fun.
Yeah, you don't even feel full. It's almost like
Oh, I don't even feel full?
yeah, it's like the liquid's not even in you.
There's no beer gas.
The bloat is not there.
Little gnome farts come from the back corner.
I don't think Gnome's probably sounds like a small bird, like.
Kind of like half wakes up every time.
During all this, Gearboxes has shut down. Just so you know, he's off in the corner. Just
I'll just put the mug in his hand and like close it around it.
so he's just holding the mug.
There you go.
From what it seems like he's the one who should have said mug.
I think so.
He does not seem to know how to control himself, especially amongst these sailor folk.
I had 2 teacups of grog.
Too many.
It was mixed with the seasickness, though. Yeah.
I've told you many times, one and done. You never listened.
So one after another, you all fall asleep for the evening. One after another.
I make sure to do my evening prayers before I go.
Okay. Yeah, you're totally sober.
Yeah.
You're a little upset, I guess.
This is not where I wanted to be.
On the high seas, sober.
There's another bubble again.
Another bubblegum.
Okay, so the night passes. And you awaken to find yourselves actually docked at because it's going to be. He actually had mentioned that he was going to be making several stops along the way, and we're just at a small village, not too far from Harinburg, actually. Just, well, not too far, obviously. A day and a half's worth of journey, pretty much there. We're going to take a break right there for a few minutes. So we'll get the BRB screen up. And we'll come back and have a little chat for a few minutes, but we're going to take this opportunity to go to the bathroom and anything else that we need to. So we will be right back. And we're back. So morning's here, and when you wake up, you're already docked. Just a small little port town. Just a day and a half ship journey from Harinburg. As you look out over this quaint little town, as the off behind it, you can see the forests. But it's probably a few hundred people that live here, maybe 1,000, but not very big, pretty small. And you can hear the sounds of the shipyard around you. There's a few other boats docked here, mostly small ones. The one that you're on is a big one compared to all the little fishing ships and little rowboats and stuff that are all at this dock. You can see fishermen currently cleaning their fresh catches, and just kind of the bustliness of the morning workers of the town as you're sitting there. And the captain comes up, and by the way, I don't know if you ever got his name. It's Cedric Chaucer. That's Captain Cedric Chaucer. Arr. He comes up and says, "We need to be trading a few items here. We'll be in port a couple of hours. Feel free to walk around the town while we take care of everything else. But make sure you're back here at around just a little before noon."
Got that, Gerbo?
I know exactly what time it is. That means we have 1 hour and 53 minutes and 25 seconds. Nope, 24 seconds. Nope, 23 seconds. Nope, 22 seconds. Nope. You know what? That sounds annoying. I'm going to stop right now.
Thank you.
No
Appreciate
problem.
Try to push him off the dock.
What are you doing, sir? You don't even
Morning
budge him.
calisthenics.
He's actually pretty. He's actually pretty heavy.
Just do my stretches.
Okay, sir. I'd be happy to help you with your stretches. And all of a sudden,
Closer to the edge.
he starts to turn, and he just like flies up in the air, with his little wings. And he just-
Oh, he can fly!
he has little wings. What did you expect?
Wow.
Oh!
Are you
I'll
jealous?
be honest,
Chap?
I did not see that coming.
And he's like, and he goes over and lands on one of the docks. This is a very interesting town. I have never been here before. Shall we go in and catalog the various life forms that live here?
We shall not.
Oh, okay. I'll come back to the ship. His legs are kind of hanging behind his hands, waving behind.
You guys want to explore the town or wait on the dock?
Well, do we have any purpose to be out here? What is the town's name?
I want
I
off the
don't
boat.
even know.
You want off the boat?
I guess we could try to gather more information. Possibly someone here knows a little bit more.
Can we see the ship, the floating ship from here?
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. What?
The little floating thing from Harinburg.
Um,
Can we still see it?
no. At this point, would you be able to?
Like if we could, it's like just one thumbnail.
I was gonna say it's like one gnome thumb.
It's a little overcast right now, so no.
So okay, all right. So I don't know if there's any information here we're gathering.
Did we catch the name of the town?
You did not.
What's the name of the town? I'm looking at the sign right there.
There's no sign right
Welcome
there.
to.
Oh, like on the dock sign?
Yeah.
You can't read it from a distance. You got to walk a little closer.
Takes you a couple steps.
So you actually get off the ship then?
tiny
yeah.
leg gnome.
You do?
Yeah.
Really? Like how far? Like 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet? I need to know exactly.
Dun, dun, dun.
7.5 feet.
Oh.
Too far.
Well, roll up a new character now.
You and Land of the Dead.
You go to step off the boat, and a shark jumps up and eats you.
Wait, there's no town on the map. This map's not accurate.
I told you I'm going to get a new one, all right?
That town's only showing major metro.
Yeah, like very major ones. That's like a continent-sized one. We're going to zoom in there. If you were looking at a globe of the world, would you expect it to show Welland?
No.
Right. Think of it that way.
I'm gonna ask the nearest
We're in
sailor.
Welland.
You do see the sign. It says, "Welcome to
Welland.
Port Ashglade."
Port Ashglade.
In the suburb of Welland.
Well, I go stretch my legs, walk through
Okay.
town.
So you just kind of walk through town. You don't. It's not a very big town. Like it would be hard to be lost. There's basically 3 roads. There seems to be the main road that runs through it that you'd expect to kind of be the road from Harinburg.
Oh, I have a taker.
There's a road that comes to the docks, and then there's a couple little side alleys and stuff.
Okay.
Like I said, there's probably 50 to 100 buildings at most here, so it doesn't take very long. It's kind of pleasant actually.
Anything-
When you're in Harinburg, everything is busy, and even in the nice places, it's a little dirty. Where here, it's more quaint, and people are just kind of going about. Everybody looks pretty simple.
Can we smell breakfast being cooked?
You can actually. There's a little, I don't know if tavern is the right
Better
word.
than rations.
It's not too far from the port. It just kind of
Yeah, we head over there.
you smell fresh cooked bread.
It'd be nice not to cook for once.
You've been eating hard rations, like you've been like salted pork and
I'm hungry.
Salted pork.
like cranberry.
Raisins?
Yeah, like
Craisins.
craisins mashed into little bars
That's delicious.
with an almond
Nice. A whole almond.
6 pumpkins.
crushed up and spread throughout the cranberries. Makes these little cranberry bars.
Feast.
Yeah, that's
We'll
that's
go there.
breakfast.
I'm going there.
Okay.
I'll follow. Also, come on, Gearbox.
All right, I'll stay with you because that is rule number 3. And he just goes chunk, chunk, chunk down the dock as he follows the 4 of you. So it doesn't take you long. You get into the little restaurant that's right there. It's one of those open air ones where there's a building where they do all the cooking, and then there's a roof over top of the rest, but it's more like a pavilion kind of thing, and it's and so and everybody's eating inside, and there's some tables set up outside of that as well. It's not raining right now, so that works. And there's a bunch of people in there of all sorts of ethnicities and shapes and sizes. And as you go in there, you can actually see the captain talking to the person behind the counter. Thank you. That was the word. Counter. As you come on in, you can't hear what he's saying over the noise of everything that's going on. Well, so you walk in, and there's this a bar maiden or maiden of some sort. Looks like dressed in some sort of waitress type clothes, right? Just a long dress and an apron. And she comes forward, and she's like, "Well, welcome to this morning. Can I get you a seat and get you some breakfast?"
That would be lovely.
Yar.
Okay. Well, come this way. So she leads you. She kind of looks curiously at Gearbox as he's just like looking around. Leads you to a table that has 6 seats. So the 4 of you take your seats, and then Gearbox just kind of stands next and doesn't sit down. You realize that his legs don't bend in such a way that it would make sense for him to sit down, so he just kind of stands next to the table, like looking at each of you. So what is it that your water sacks need to consume today?
Yar.
It's very impolite to call someone a water sack.
Oh, I'm sorry. Aren't you mostly water? And you're kind of like a skin sack full of water?
No.
Would that be an accurate depiction of what you are?
Genius.
Water skins? I don't know. What is that? I
Ugly
apologize
bags of
if I
meat of mostly water.
What's that?
Ugly bags of meat of mostly water.
Yes, ugly bags of meat and mostly water. That's what I was thinking too. What a wonderful description. And so she kind of looks over at Gearbox and looks back. Well, what can I get you this morning?
What do you serve here?
What do you?
Well, we've got
Antique.
mutton,
Mutton.
and we've got roast mutton.
Uh-huh.
We got stewed mutton.
Yep.
We got baked mutton,
Yep.
and we got mutton and eggs.
Which one of those do I like?
What's the special?
Oh, that would be the stewed mutton.
The stewed mutton. I think you'll like the stewed one, sir. I make one just like it.
Stewed mutton.
It's pretty good. It's pretty passable.
Pretty passable here.
What's the best one?
Well, my personal favorite is mutton and eggs.
It is breakfast, sir. Let's go with the
I'll have the mutton
the
and
eggs.
Okay. Mutton and eggs for everybody?
Yes.
All right. And so she serves your food. Now, eating here would be about 3 silver pieces each.
Cool, I'm all out.
You all out?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have any money?
Not a dime.
Not a silver piece.
Nope.
Sir,
No.
look into my eyes. You be telling me the truth.
I actually had nothing left.
Okay.
I assume somebody will pay.
Are
Yeah.
you covering his?
I'll cover him.
So, like 5-10 minutes later, she comes back with wooden plates and cutlery. And it's pretty good. Mutton and eggs. They're pretty big eggs. Probably don't come from chickens.
Something about being in the Harinburg area and mutton.
It's always mutton.
It's
always
mutton.
As we're like on the boat, did we notice like just sheep farms?
There's a lot of sheep farms.
Would not want to be a sheep.
Oh, I lied. I had
Mine's
money.
Harinburg.
You paid.
There's actually big sheep farms. There's also pig
I
farms
know what we
too.
do. Give me the
There was
money.
other things on the menu too. If you really wanted some bacon, that she'd probably have some bacon.
Mutton and eggs sound good.
Yeah, mutton and eggs. Okay, so you eat.
No.
Now, as you're eating, Rin.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, what's the captain doing?
He's left. He's left. So, as you're eating, Rin, you notice this. Nobody else does. You notice that there's more people starting to fill up. But there's 2 or 3 tables and of people who have kind of come in of less than pleasant-looking folk. And they're all sitting and they kind of like they're harassing the barmaid a little bit, but they're also looking in your direction. And you kind of see them, one of them talk to the other, and they look over in your direction, and they're talking to each other, and they're all acting kind of suspicious. Like they're definitely. There's 3 tables full of these surly-looking men, and actually one of them has a couple lizard folk sitting out of this well, looking your way, and they don't look too happy.
I'm sure it's not Garrett, as he would not be a wanted man, but neither of you are wanted, are you?
Oh,
No, I don't think I'm wanted yet.
Don't look now, but we've gathered some attention from the table.
Really? I'll look at them. Just looking around, trying to find these people.
Give me a perception check.
Freaking idiot.
9.
9 total.
Yep. I get plus nothing.
There's all sorts of people around, but you don't notice anybody watching you.
Okay.
He
fine.
points to a couple of tables and you look over at them, and they look like less than desirable folk.
Kind of
Like a little dirtier and unkempt.
sit back down.
They definitely are armed. Not everybody's armed in this town, but these ones
holding
definitely
my
are.
butter
Some of them
knife
have
now,
swords,
just
some
in
have
case.
clubs. What's that?
Holding my butter knife ready to defend myself if need be.
Sir, do you think you could protect us, sir?
I got my umbrella.
Well, I know we have 2 fine young men, but are you sure you're up for this?
I think I can make out that window.
It was assumed, but if there is trouble, you can protect yourself, right?
In a manner.
Oh wait, never mind.
I've taken a couple of lessons here and there in self-defense. I have a little dagger. That will do, right? A little shiv up the over here, and then a little down there, and a little rip. That will get them, right?
Wall with the umbrella.
And at this moment, you realize, why are these two even with you?
Maybe if something goes wrong, you should stay behind Garrett.
Right. Well,
Yeah, seems reasonable to me.
yes, you look like a strong chap.
I will hide behind forgiveness.
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 You have it with you, of course. Of course. And you're armored.
I guess I would be
As you're
sitting,
eating,
table
it gets in the way.
sitting down, I guess, on the edge of the table there. That would make more sense.
Okay. Anything else you want to do? You just want to continue
I'll
eating
just
your
keep
mutton?
eating, but I'm keeping an eye.
Okay. So as they glance up, they kind of lock eyes with you as well, and then they go back and they're drinking, and some of them have ordered food, and they're kind of working on that. And at this point, you notice a few more come in and sit down at another table. The same thing.
There's quite a lot of them.
They don't seem to be doing much right now. Do you think leaving would be an issue?
Let's go to the ship.
They're all together.
I barely started my mutton.
That's a good point. Let's stay here and risk our lives.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
We get this mutton to go, ma'am. Mutton to go.
You're not wanted.
She comes back.
We get
Sorry,
a
what was
mutton,
that?
We get our mutton to go.
Mutton to go?
Mutton to go.
What does that mean?
Nothing. We're fine.
You
We're
can't
fine.
take the plates with you. I'm sorry.
It's been a long time on the ship, so he's
Prof-
suffering a bit
Professor,
from the
just
fever.
eat.
I'm gonna just summon a disc.
Act like a normal person.
You're starting to summon it.
Act like a normal person.
Are you doing this as a ritual?
Rubbing around my bag.
You do this
Big floating disc.
So you do this as a ritual?
So he's gonna sit in his bag for 10 minutes?
As you said,
That.
you hear him start to mutter words to himself. You recognize some of them as arcane words.
He likes to use a particular set of fork and knife. They're family heirlooms, you see, and he brings them everywhere, so he's looking for them. It might take a little while. I apologize. Very awful table manners. As much as I've tried to instill them in you, you ungrateful thing.
I'm also eating.
Quite a large bag, yes.
Yes.
Cat pops out. Get back in there.
You'd like to think that he carries his work with him.
Randy!
Randy. There's a cat in that
Well,
bag?
Randy popped out for a
About
second.
5 minutes has passed.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep eating.
All right,
But again,
you finish your food.
Does your bag have a strong ammonia smell?
Randy!
shall we?
Oh, we're done eating?
Yeah, you
Well,
looked at
some
it, your
of
plate
us
is
are,
actually
but,
empty.
I don't need to. I'm done with this.
Well,
Don't be
I
sorry.
do believe it's time to go before the nefarious things come at us. So that's if they even do so.
You're bought
Would you
back
like
for the
to
door.
lead the way, young man?
Sure. And I will stand up and...
I believe there are a few gentlemen looking our way. Those tables and that table.
I just kick him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
Just move. Follow.
Okay, here we go. Gearbox is following.
And Gearbox,
I'll just-
be quiet, won't you?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, did you want me to talk quieter?
Please? Yeah,
Oh, okay. How's this? Is this a good volume?
that's appropriate.
Okay,
Is that all
thank
it
you.
took?
Lower. Is that all?
What about now? Is this a good volume?
Lower.
I'm sorry, this is the lowest volume I can go without being totally silent.
Wonderful.
Lower.
I get it. He just goes. He starts falling.
I get it.
Okay,
do we
so
get
Yeah,
the
we'll
So you
stand
guys-
up and I will try to lead everyone out. Obviously, not walking past any of the tables with these, unless are they like.
You can.
Okay.
There's one exit.
There's
you
a
can
path
take.
that leads
Remember,
that
it's all
way.
open, right? So you can kind
Right,
of lead
that's
it.
true.
As you start to leave,
I mean, we don't want to look like we're avoiding them, but you know,
walk casually.
walk casually.
Avoid them casually.
No, we're gonna go all the way out of our way. Nope.
Okay, so you start to
Eye
leave,
contact.
and one of them you see kind of poke another one. They look up, and one of the tables at the back gets up and starts to walk out as well, kind of filtering in your general
The
direction.
second, I just run.
You see that and start to run, and you start beating it. And that's when a couple other tables like stand up really
Professor!
quickly. A couple of the chairs fall over, and they start to run out in your direction as well.
We'll run after the professor.
And as you're heading over to the professor and you leave, you can see a bunch of them. You can see one of them shouting, "Hey, stop there! Stop there! Get back here!"
Oh, my back.
You do your best to go.
I'm using the bottom end of the broom.
Okay, everybody roll initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Initiative.
Yeah,
That
roll
escalated
initiative.
super quick.
Somebody hide on my d20s.
Oh, wow.
Next one.
Hey, do we not have our cool tower?
No, we don't. I saw it at home.
Tower.
We'll have to just write it down.
Yeah.
20.
Wow.
20.
Nice.
You got two 20s,
A 9
a
and
16, and 11?
11 plus 2. Did you remember that?
I kind of remember from last time, yeah.
Well, let's refresh that.
supposed to sound like that?
Nope, it's not supposed to sound like that.
There's a lion!
That's the ship over Harinburg coming down.
You took too long. You chose the wrong way. You were supposed to go by foot.
Yeah, we just look over this.
Back it up.
Oh, monkeys back it up.
Ick.
There we are. It's a little quiet there. Okay, clear the middle, please. And let's get your initiatives.
Those two got 20.
Sorry, give me a second. No, thanks.
Are you? You're a horse.
Singular.
Okay. Sorry, you got 20?
We both got 20.
Okay.
I have
that
plus
would be
nothing.
Garrett plus that. You rolled a natural 20.
Yes.
And
Best
this is
time ever.
Stoutwater.
Crit that initiative.
I'm 16.
What are you there, Ren?
11.
Okay. So that would be 16 for Nibs. Hobart.
Hobart.
And you were, sorry, what were you again?
11.
It's Nibsel. I'll put my bad cat out.
Okay, now, this is where it gets a little tricky. I'm going to need some help.
Oh,
Just stay where you are, it's fine. Just be prepared to help.
The smaller
It's not
studios
Steve.
make this a little
Yeah,
awkward.
let's do that. I don't have the cabinets behind it I did before. Now I'm going to pull out a table, but I have some adjustments I have to make to it because I wasn't exactly sure where you would be when this happened.
Can you get out that way?
Yeah, I can. Just watch. Watch. You ready?
Nice. That is so tight.
It literally just is.
All right. Here we are.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Pre-designed boards are tight.
It's,
Tight.
I think right here is
Nope,
about.
nope. We got everything.
Well, you gotta
I got it.
zoom out.
Yeah.
zoom out.
I'm going.
It's going as fast as it can go.
Faster.
Faster. So I gotta make a couple adjustments because there was a few places this could
It's
happen.
actually kind of epic if there's actually something there.
What?
Just like how slowly it's zooming
Oh,
out.
we just got the trees. We did the trees in shot now. There's your sand.
All right. So this won't be a perfect representation of what's.
Is there a faster way to zoom?
Well, you can set it on the.
Yeah, that's a
itself.
camera setting, so I can look at that
Oh, cool.
for next.
Although I keep going.
I can remove most of these actually.
Stop there.
You can just roll up. You're gonna fight with us.
You guys are gonna be right here. So this is where you're coming through. Is that centered like that?
Almost. You go in a bit. Actually, no, you can't. You're right there.
Here.
I don't know where that would
I can
be.
go another one
The
more.
heck? Did I not bring in a thing of miniatures?
This is the cool
Oh,
part
shoot.
of the show.
I loaded up a thing with miniatures, and then I didn't bring it in here.
You have to put your mini.
Okay, Steve. Sorry, I gotta get out.
No
Where are
worries.
they located, man? So I can go and grab it.
It's fine. It'll take longer to tell you where they are.
Okay.
No, Steve.
Yeah, just pulling.
I'll have to be like, it's this and this and this and this.
Can I have Mrs. Doubtwater?
She's in the back. Genius.
Are they coming from behind us?
Oh,
I
what
don't
the?
remember.
This miniature's fantastic.
Isn't it? You did an amazing job at painting that up. I really like the pink. What color pink is that?
What did I do? I used a combination of a scale 75 fantasy and game range. It's a dark kind of reddish color base coat, and then there's, I think it's Emperor's Children edge highlight
Oh.
pink that I thinned and put it through my airbrush.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a zenithal highlight, and then I mixed that with a little bit of off-white from Vallejo, and then for a little bit of off there, and then with just edge highlight.
Nice. I really like that color a lot. Just stands out a lot. And
So Nibs will stand. Old Nibs will stand in for me for now.
Old Nibs.
Nope, not go that way.
Are they coming from this way, though?
Yeah, we'll get there in a second.
Did you lose them?
I don't know where they are. Sorry.
There's nothing here, Matt.
No, there's
Well,
nothing there.
this got awkward.
Yeah. I had a little tray of miniatures. You know what? I think Jeremy showed up while I was doing it, and I may have moved and put it somewhere.
Okay.
It's my fault.
It's all
It's
Jeremy's
all your fault, Jeremy. Wow. But no, I mean, what do you think we're gonna do about this?
I don't know how we. So they're coming from behind
how
us
do you feel,
and in
actually?
front of us. No, they're coming.
Yeah,
straight.
no, it's gonna be. It depends on where the tab. That's what it is.
Well,
That's in my
a
bag.
giant frog thing.
a bunch of people stand up.
This
and
is
then
in your bag. Bloop.
Get him.
he throws the bag down, just pops open, boom, out that comes.
So can
Randy.
There's
Alright,
3 tables
um,
worth though, right?
Gearbox? Did they fight?
That's what I'm trying
No?
to figure out how the
Okay.
monodrone is like. Can it?
I mean, it can.
I don't know where it is, but I'll scrub these instead.
Probably
later.
defend itself, but
It looks very frail.
Okay, so it doesn't look tanky at all.
No. Quite the opposite.
I see. I see.
sorry, Matthew. Are they coming from behind us? Like, is this us fleeing?
Yes. So, yeah.
So I
kinda
guess
put it-
Nibs would be in front. Nibsel.
No, because he took
Hobart.
Hobart, Nibsel, Von
yeah, something
Valken.
like that. We can actually advance you a little bit, though.
I believe Miss Doubtwater would be the farthest behind in her frail old age.
No, Rin wouldn't let her fall too far behind.
Okay.
You know what? We'll actually just put you up a little further, anyways.
I'll make sure the
You don't
old
die.
lady is okay.
Oh, lady. Yeah, I have no idea where that box went. We'll have to find it after. Yeah, because I set it. Is it hiding in here somewhere?
This is like my favorite.
That's a very good piece of terrain. Now this is all from Tabletop World, I believe.
The buildings are Tabletop World. These, I believe, are the other game mat.
Painted by Greenleaf.
Yes, we're going to train painted that.
I think almost everything we have is.
Well, not everything, but
Not everything,
a lot
but-
of stuff. And the mat is Table War.
It's a section of the one we're actually
Yeah, we're actually
on the
playing
table.
on. So you hear them shouting at you to stop as you're going.
They look as ramshackle and rambunctious as these guys.
They definitely look hostile.
Okay.
Well, your insight shows that they're hostile, and they're kind of yelling. But as you're leaving, they're yelling like, "Stop! Stop there, you!" as they're coming towards you. So that's what they're shouting. So with that information, Garrett and Mrs. Doubtwater, you have turn. What are you gonna do?
Okay. I will turn around then, and I guess turn to face them and say, "What do you want with us, brigands?"
Mrs. Doubtwater, what do you do?
I can't even see where I am. I'm going to move right behind the professor. And that's it.
Okay. At that point, 2 of the larger looking ones step forward. I'm going to use Warriors of Chaos for them just because the miniatures I had shows them. I can't find. It's really annoying.
Keep
Where did I
looking
put
like
them?
you're just gonna appear. Oh hi.
Yeah,
There's
they're
a
not.
chaos
They don't look like
incursion.
that. they don't look like this, but we'll use them as stand-ins.
Per
They don't look. They actually do look a little more Like they're wearing leather armor
Okay.
and
that your knockdown?
carrying big clubs.
I don't know if it was on purpose or not.
No, they shouldn't be knocked over.
People just
And
chop trees
he just
down.
the two thugs step forward and they point forward and saying, "You there, stop! We need to talk to you." And he's pointing, and you can tell that he's pointing past over at the professor. Okay, it's actually a professor's turn.
Oh, yeet.
Wow, that's a.
Move and dash.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The bandits all move around.
Do you mean bounty hunters?
You said bandit, but did you mean? Is that a slip up of words?
There's a couple more of them too.
Oh, of course there is. Yes, yes, of course.
And they've all pulled out little crossbows, little light crossbows. And they all raise their crossbows at different ones of you, and they've all readied actions.
Sweet.
So they've got their crossbows up, ready to shoot. So Ren,
No, it's not me.
you're 11.
Yeah, you too.
What's she gonna do?
Touche.
Oh, and behind all this, you see the two big lizard guys moving in, and they look big and nasty.
I was gonna reach for the manticore that's in that box.
Yeah.
I was like,
What do you want with the professor?
Is that what you're gonna use your whole turn for?
No. And I'll kind of move towards them a bit.
Doing what? So you're speaking, obviously.
Yeah. I want to hear the answer before I cast my spell.
It's your turn now.
I'll cast.
Maybe they're friendly
You
back.
can always ready a spell too, remember? Although it does cost a level of the spell.
Did Garrett have his weapon out?
oh yes.
So you kind of have my back here, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I definitely would have.
Do I get the feeling that they're like you said? I think they're hostile, but do I think these are obviously not men of words? So do I think there's any chance of talking?
They look
about-
rough, but they obviously can talk. They all seem to be able to understand you. They might speak different languages, but common is kind of one of them. Like when I say they're hostile, like they could have all fired their crossbows, right? But they didn't. They
That's
raised their
true.
crossbows
So
and prepared
I don't
to fire.
necessarily want to be the first one to shoot. So already no, I'll just cast False Life on myself.
Give yourself some temp HP.
Yeah, because I think this is going to go wrong.
Surely no.
So I get a D4 plus 4. 8 temporary hit points.
Nice. So the lizard folk are next. They push up next to the thugs and brandish these huge two-handed clubs that they appear to be carrying with ease. And they don't really have any words for you, though. You know the lizard folk are, even though they can speak common in this world, you know, it's a pretty low level of common.
Okay.
They're not the most intelligent of all the species. So at this point, the thugs point forward and says, "Woglug wants him. He's got some debts to pay." And he points over at the Hobart who's fleeing.
This was supposed to be a joke.
Bring him back now, or we'll take all of you. So the thugs both ready their actions as well with their weapons. Garrett and Mrs. Detwater, how do you respond?
They're debt collectors for the mob.
She's terrified. Kind of.
For them?
No. She's going to pretend to be terrified, like, oh no! So being an old lady, and she's going to. I can't do another action, right? Are you just asking me?
This
like,
is your turn again.
Oh, it's my turn again?
Back to the top.
Okay. So I'm going to move me as far as into this little brush, if I can make it.
Okay, as you move away, the nearest one takes a shot with the crossbow at you.
And
5.
And
It's a miss.
so it begins.
And one more takes a shot too. 13.
That's a hit.
Oh, 13's a hit. Okay, so one goes flying past you, the other one sinks into your leg and does 8 damage.
Ah, you dirty!
You can still take your action now.
Okay, can they see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I know. You know what?
You're better than us.
Remove this building. We'll remember it's there because the camera is being blocked by it as well. So, all we're doing is top down right now, right?
Yes,
Do you have a good view on the top down?
that's the best view. The camera can't pivot.
No, of course.
I can back out a bit.
No, you're good.
All
You're
right.
good. You're good.
All right. So as I reach down and be like, ah, you dirty! I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Okay. So it just kind of you feel yourself strengthened a bit, and your
Yeah.
AC goes up to maybe a more respectable level.
Yeah.
What 16 now? Is it
Yeah.
13? Nice. Garrett. You see a couple unleashed crossbow bolts. That to Mrs. Doubtwater.
Yeah, that makes
do you
me
do?
pretty unhappy. I will bonus action cast Shield of Faith, raising my AC by 2. And say, "You shall not harm the old lady." And who was it who shot? Who hit?
These two. This one hit.
All right. Well, I'm going to move to engage him.
Yeah, you get him, dearie.
As you move to
And-
engage him, a couple of the other ones unleash their crossbows at you. One gets an 11, one gets a 9.
Okay, that's fine by me.
And
And
ding! They go wild.
yeah, I guess I'm going to swing my Morningstar at them. 2 hit or 2 attacks. An 18. Oh, that gets boosted to. Oh, this is my first attack. Plus 7. Okay, so a 25
That's a hit.
and 13.
So, are you intending to put both attacks on the same guy?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, because you can do them one at a time.
Oh
That's
no,
the
I'm going to club his dead body.
So you're not intending
Did
to
I
knock
give him
him out. You're
justice?
trying
Oh, yeah.
to knock them out.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
He's giving him
He
just.
shot the
They-
old lady
they-
with a crossbow.
they both hit. How much damage? Give me the first one first.
9.
Okay, and the second one?
8.
Okay, so you go in and crack across with
7,
your morning.
sorry.
Whatever. So you
I
crack
can,
across with the morning star, and he kind of goes down on one knee, and then you raise up, and bam, he goes down. So remove that one for me, please. So it was a good old 1-2. The first one did not kill him with
How many
9
hit
damage,
points?
Perfect.
but the second one finished him off.
I took 8.
With that, the two thugs move forward to Rin. They're like, fine, we'll take him ourselves. The first one comes forward.
That's it.
Does the second one come up?
It will.
Okay.
So yeah, you can bring it up. Pulls out a mace, makes 2 attacks with it. So the first one, it's important I didn't work because they actually have pack tactics.
Oh,
So
I
the first
see.
one won't get advantage. So he attacks, he gets 21.
Yes.
21's a hit. Hey, first one on he's a hit. 6 damage. And his second attack, 22. And
See
it
how
does,
that works?
yeah, see, higher the AC, the higher the roll. 3 damage. So hits you twice. The other one comes up, has advantage. He gets 20 on the first one, not crit. 7 damage. And 12 on the second one. Okay?
Sorry, 12 to hit?
No.
12
yeah,
damage.
12 to hit. 12 to hit, yeah.
So I took 9 from the first guy and then 7 from the second guy.
If that's what you remember. I don't remember all the numbers I just said.
I think
jeez.
so.
They already did 60 damage to you? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Hobart! Professor, you can hear the sounds of battle behind you. What you gonna do?
Well, I guess I will. I'm going to move back up. And these two here, give me dexterity tests. I'm going to summon a little blah 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 acid above their heads.
Okay, each of them?
Yep.
Dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
First one gets 15, and the other one gets 6.
5 acid.
To the one that fails.
Yep. Nothing for the pass.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so a bit of acid dumps on top of it, and he's like, ah! And with that, a couple more of them unleash their crossbow bolts at you. Having it had it readied. One gets a 20. No, sorry, 21. And the other one gets 16.
Both hit.
Both hit. All right, so 2 crossbow bolts come flying at you. One does 3 damage, and one does 9 damage. It don't feel no good. And that's when one of the thugs yells, "Hey, we need him alive!" He yells over at the other bandits who were, there was a couple more about to fire.
Someone asked above my head. I'll do it. I'll do it. Back up. I'll do it.
Just hold it there. Okay, so that was your turn. Gearbox actually gets to go. We skipped his initiative last time.
One
And
gearbox.
he's like, hey guys, I need to follow rule number 1. When as he does so, the last guy that had his ready to action shoots the crossbow bolt at him and misses. So the crossbow just goes phew, right past him. So he's basically floating. I'm trying to remember what his fly speed is, but it's pretty high. So he's able to get like 50 to 60 feet above ground. So he's just kind of floating away, watching you guys from a distance. So I'm just going to put him over here for now. Okay, after Gearbox are the bandits. So these ones drop their crossbows and pull out clubs. This one moves and then dashes next to you. And this one moves and dashes next to you as well.
No.
And this one engages Garrett. Takes a swing, gets 7, obviously misses. This bandit engages next to him as well. I don't think, do bandits have pack tactics? They do not. He gets 19.
I am AC 21 with Shield of Faith.
Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. And then they got this one right here who's going to move over, and then actually he's going to move and dash this way too. This one's going to come next to Brother Rin. The swing, 17.
Nope.
Okay, that was them. Rin, you're up.
So I'm going to say a few words to Kalina, and I will cast Spirit Guardians. So
Oh boy. Well, they're all dead.
I'm going to
So all of a
exclude
sudden,
my friends. These owls, spirit owls, start flying all around me.
Cool.
just like biting and slashing at everything nearby.
Yep.
We're very familiar with this spell.
Yep.
It's one of Steve's favorites.
So that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen until it's their turn.
That's
though.
right.
It doesn't
the
happen
start of their
immediately.
turn.
Okay. And anything else that you want to do? That's your action. Any move or bonus action you want to take?
I don't want to move because I'm going to provoke. So no, that's it.
All right. So the big 2 lizards are next. One comes next to.
So if they move within 15.
Oh, that's
of
right.
me-
So no, if they start, they're all within 15 feet right away. So let's start with those guys. So it's a Wisdom saving throw, right?
Yeah, Wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
The first one makes it, so he'll take half damage.
Yep. So 3,
That's the one that just moved.
8, and 12. So 12. So 6 damage. 6 radiant.
And the other one fails it.
So he takes 15, and his movement is halved.
Okay.
I saw your die. You passed. You rolled a 17.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I saw the 7.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Don't look there.
It's right in my eye line.
Oh no, sorry, you're right. 17 out of 7.
Getting
So that was
engaged,
15.
bruh.
So
Yep.
it becomes 7.
We need
Yep.
a taller screen.
I know. Let's keep my head this way.
That's okay. It's okay.
So 7, and his movement isn't affected then.
Right. Okay. Spirit Guardians affects movement.
Apparently,
Did you not read that part?
they all die.
That's true. They usually die. Okay, so the one gets next to Garrett. Mm-hmm. He's got advantage, and he swings with his big club, heavy club, and he gets 18.
No go.
And second attack, he gets an 8. Other one's going to move next to Brother Rin.
This one here.
That's my brother. Rin.
What? This is Brother Rin.
Well, he's got to get next to him, so wrap him around. Perfect. First attack is a 14. This is with advantage. Second is a 16. Wow. Okay. I rolled poorly for that one. Okay, so that's the lizard folk. So we're back up to Garrett and Mrs. Detwater.
All right, so Mrs. Detwater, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
She's going to sneak behind this rock.
Like, literally, you're going to take a
No,
hide
she's
action?
going to just kind of go right
Okay,
behind
so you're
her.
not taking a hide action.
No, I'm not taking a hide action.
Going to creep.
Yeah. And then she's going to cast Minor Illusion. And she's going to have a specter of like a hag or an old woman, all like kind of dressed in white, come 30 feet out of the house that was right here. Come
Okay.
right through the window.
What a mark
The
for this
heck?
movie.
And then what was the name of the guy that was trying to get Mr. Bubblekin? The mafia boss guy.
He's the guy that one of the letters says.
He
Oh.
yelled out his name.
Woolglug.
Woolglug. So the specter will say,
Now, your specter can't do both.
"Why not?"
You can do...
It says it creates sounds. Or scream. Oh, okay.
So it's either something you can see or something you can hear.
Okay. So then it'll just give out this ghastly.
Can't make a sound.
Oh, it can?
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Minor illusion, because, yeah, if you're the School of Illusion Wizard, you could do both.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it's slowly just starting to come out of the window now, and it's approaching the, like hovering in the air, and it's approaching the bad guys.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Garrett?
I am kind of stuck in combat, and the only way I'm going to get out of it is by beating things with a Morning Star. So, I will
Bring justice to them.
bring justice to the Lizard Man.
All right,
His large
attack the
club. First attack, getting a 20.
Hit.
For 10.
Okay, still alive, but very hurt.
And the second attack, crit.
Create sound. Okay, I see.
He'll be dead. There's no way he'll survive that.
But I want to roll the damage
Okay, roll it, man.
anyway.
Look at that, he's dead.
15.
All right, give me the lizardman. The lizard folk.
Folk.
Folk. All right, so he's dead. Anything else that you're gonna do? So you come crashing down with your Morningstar.
No, I think yeah.
Bam.
I would just hold my ground. Back off, brigands! We've had enough. We will take you all down.
Want to do an intimidation roll?
Sure, I will gladly. 16.
Okay, noted.
Fear me.
Fear me. All right. After you is the two thugs. All right, so the one's gonna.
So they have to make saving throws.
Right. The one gets a 9, and the other one gets a 3.
Nice. So they take. Do you want me to do the damage just for both, or separate?
Separate, because in this case they're actual separate damage.
So one took 12,
And normally if you do damage to multiple things, it's one die, but this is
and the other took 7.
12 and 7, eh? Okay. Okay, so the first one will attack you. See, the owls are all pecking at them and everything. So he has advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a 12 to hit
So miss.
and an 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
18's a hit?
Yep,
Thought you were 19.
that's my armor class.
Thought you were 19 for some
It's
reason.
okay.
6 damage.
6. So I'll make a concentration check on the Spirit Guardians. And I do that with advantage because I have Warcaster.
You're fine then.
19, I'm good.
You
And
pass.
6 damage.
And the other thug goes 18 and 16. 16's not a hit then, right?
No, the 18 hit.
4 damage.
So 10 in total.
And give me a concentration saving throw.
Yep. I made it. 12.
You made it. Awesome. So you take some damage, so they're kind of like beating on you. And they seem happy to do so.
I'm sure they are.
They're bothered by the owls pecking at them, but they don't seem bothered by the fact that you've resisted.
Okay.
So they get to beat you up. Okay. After the thugs is Hobart.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Missy step.
Misty Step. You want to put the building back there just so we know that?
I'm in the trees over here.
Did they not react to the spirit witch
They
thing?
haven't had a chance to go yet. So the
It's
building's
not their
there.
turn yet.
Oh, it's
And I'm
not
like in the trees over here behind the rock.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Put it down. We're using,
I think
we're
you're
using the
blocking
overhead
it.
cam right now.
Oh, gotcha.
So we'll just keep it on the overhead cam for now. Because this one's a little more complicated for the camera.
And then I'll skedaddle.
So you can do Misty Step for free because of your gnome, right?
No,
Or is that a
that's
wizard?
the spell.
Oh, that's actually a wizard spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Gearbox just kind of floats around up here. And just looking around with his arms wagging, not sure what to do, but he's just staying out of trouble and out of range. Then the bandits go. So these two right here, you disappear, and right behind them, they're like, "Hey, where'd he go? Where'd the little square go?" They look up and they see this apparition of a hag, or is it actually?
It's like a banshee.
Okay, so they're actually going to try to see if they notice it. So, one of them does. So the other one starts running. And the other guy's like, "What are you doing? It's not really there." He's like, "No, I'm not doing this today. I wasn't paid for this." And that one right there also doesn't notice, so he starts to run too. He's like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope." And they both start fleeing in terror. The two that you intimidated. Yeah, they're both intimidated, so they're going to be losing their advantage because they could be flanking you right now. So they're just
And
not
they
going
just
to.
witness me smash the
Yeah,
face
they're
out of
like,
their
blam, blam. They're like, oh! But they don't run away because they don't want to get hit by your forgiveness.
No, justice.
Justice, sorry.
You crash upon forgiveness.
Exactly.
You crash upon
Justice
forgiveness.
crashes upon you.
I got 6 and 19. Both of those miss you because you're 21. And then we got one attacking Rin with advantage, and he only got 13.
And he
Well,
needs to make
either
a
of
save.
those have to be a test for the.
Yeah, we'll say both of them. So we'll do all 3 of those guys. The
Okay.
first one passed, second one passed, and the third one, what do we need?
16.
Oh, the third one got a 15, so he failed. So roll them one at a time. First 2,
Yep, so the first one takes 14.
he's dead. That's the one over there. That's one at the end. So he didn't even get to swing.
This was dead.
Next one takes...
Nope.
16.
16.
Yeah, he's dead too. So the owls just rip them to pieces as they're and they kind of run and tear.
And the last one takes 21.
He's not dead, but he looks pretty bad. The owls are ripping pieces. He's just like being shredded up. He's like, get up! He's bleeding everywhere. But he's not quite dead, but very, 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 very close to being dead. Red.
So I will... I'm just going to put my mace to the guy that looks in bad shape here.
Put the mace to
Put the mace to him.
Mace to the face.
Plus 5.
Yeah,
Nat
it's a crit.
20.
He had 1 hit point left. So
Oh, I'm rolling for the damage.
you roll. So,
9.
good man. Bam!
9 points.
As he's being pecked by the owls, the spiritual owls going around him, you take your mace and you just crack into him. He just falls flat on his back.
And as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not. I didn't take Healing Word. Well, there you go.
Did you take the other healing one? What's it called again?
I took Cure Wounds
So,
and Mass Healing Word, but I don't want to fire off Mass Healing Word because you haven't been hurt yet, have you? Okay, I'm going to have to weather the storm.
you could do it.
I can do it. Okay.
That's the lizard's turn. So wisdom saving throw for him.
Down to about half.
He gets a 6 and fails.
I think he's a 6.
D20, right? Yeah, that was D20.
So he takes 9 points of damage.
And then he'll attack. He's not dead, but he looks pretty bad as all the owls are ripping into him. Both with advantage. So 23
That's it.
and 14.
That's a miss.
It's a hit and a miss. The heavy club comes in and does 7 damage.
7. I felt better.
And then after him is Garrett and Mrs. Detwater.
Okay. So I have nobody around me right now.
Nope.
So I will.
I'm gonna make concentration
Oh, right,
checks.
right.
Okay.
I'm good.
I will move up to here and engage the lizard.
So if you go to the other side, you'll have advantage. You can flank him
That's true. Wee.
if you care of such things.
And try to bring him down with justice. Hey, just a 14.
That's a miss.
Justice is blind.
Yeah. And that's a 20.
20 is a hit. How much
For
Justice always gets the second time around.
12.
is dead? You come down, swing at it one time, and he kind of blocks with his shield, and then you swing again and just crash
Then I
through
will-
his shield, and he goes down to the ground.
Move forward up to Rin.
Use the rest of your movement.
Put my hand up on his shoulder and lay on hands for 20 points of healing.
Oh, I like that.
And say, you will fight longer, my friend.
All right. You all of a sudden feel a surge of energy go through your body as a lot of your wounds close up.
Oh, wait, that's not a bonus action. I lied. I thought that was a bonus action.
Oh, it's lay on hands in action?
As an action. That
That's
was
too bad.
Oh,
But you
well,
pat him on the back anyway. You
Yeah.
feel better.
You can still say it. You feel encouragement surging through your body.
totally the
So
same
much
thing.
encouragement!
All right, Mrs. Detwater.
All right, she's gonna take a little peek and.
Oh, I
see-
never actually acted with the one that wasn't scared. So I'm going to go back and finish that.
We're on point today, guys.
It's going to move up,
Okay,
and he attacks you. Sorry, I didn't ever do that.
Fall up
18
you.
that's a hit.
for 5 damage.
5.
Comes up and just kind of slashes you with his sword.
Okay. As
it's
a
okay.
reaction, I'm gonna use Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
Nice.
How much damage are you going to do back? Or do I have to do a saving throw for that?
For Hellish Rebuke, yeah, you have to take a Dexterity saving throw, DC 15.
I got 16. Do I take half damage?
Half as much, yeah. So I roll 4d10.
Whew. Whew. Whew.
Wow.
He's dead.
Maybe.
Or 27.
Over 27? Oh, yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
So he comes in, he slashes at you, and you say,
I say, "You dirty fire a crossbow, will you be?" And then blue fire just.
envelops the thing. He's like, ah! And you hear this from around the corner. He's just screaming. Is
Is that water?
and you see a panic just like run across, lit on fire, and it's flop, and then land like 20 feet away from you, like on the ground, as it's like shaking on the ground.
Got him.
Okay, so now it's your turn, Mrs. Detwater.
Okay.
That was your
You over there?
reaction.
They're over there running. From over there.
So they're currently running away.
These two are, yes.
Okay.
They're afraid of your illusionary hag.
Let's do. I don't know what to do. I don't want to hit anyone. Okay, actually, I'm still gonna take another peek
You have to
around.
move up if you want to hit anybody anyway.
Really, eh? Yeah, I can't
I
see.
got you.
Steve
Where do you want
Martin.
to go?
Move
Look up. Where do you want to go? Here?
A little further up. No, that way. Yeah, right there.
Right next to the hag.
2 hags.
I guess I can't see them. I guess I can't. I don't look up. And I'm gonna fire Eldritch Blast at this guy over there.
Thug on the right.
Yep, thug on
Both
the right.
of them, or do you
Yeah, I'm gonna use both of my.
on the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 attack rolls then.
2 attack rolls. I had +7 to this. Is that a 9?
Pair of 9s.
Yeah, pair of 9s +7.
They both hit.
Okay.
How much damage?
1d10.
So 2d10 plus 8 total.
Yep. 10, 18.
Whew. He almost goes down. They crash into him as the owls are pecking at him, and he's just like, "Ah, what the heck have we gotten ourselves into?"
Cantrip.
And yeah, that's an awesome cantrip. Okay, so that's your turn. And after Mrs. Detwater is the thugs. So the one thug will attack you. Actually, you still have your spiritual thing up, right?
Oh yeah, they have to.
All right, just roll the damage for the guy that's already really hurt. He's dead. Okay, remove him. He had 2 hit points left.
This
So
guy?
even half damage would have killed him. So the
18.
owls, he's like, ah! As the owls peck at him. The second one gets a 13. It's a wisdom, right?
Yep.
13.
And he takes 24. No,
Oh.
22. 22.
Okay, well, he is almost dead. Ouch. Yeah, there's ripping them to pieces. But he swings at you anyways.
Yep.
That's a miss. 7 plus 4 is 11. And the other one is, or the other attack is 13. That's also a miss. Well then. Yeah, he doesn't look too good. And he's kind of backing up as he's bashing. It looks like after the thugs would be Hobart. Professor, what would you like to do?
Oh, come over here and. Alright, I'm just gonna put a little campfire underneath that guy's feet right there. He's now standing on this. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
5.
You done failed.
Yep, 5.
Take 10 fire damage.
He's dead. He burns to death. He's standing there also. He's like, oh! He lights him on fire. And he falls to the ground on fire. Right in front of you guys. As you see a...
I helped!
Anything else?
No.
These bandits continue to run away. Does anybody want to attempt to pursue them? Or do you want to let them go? Rin, what are you doing?
I'm letting them go.
Okay. Anybody else want to try to pursue them?
I'm just gonna quickly drop the
illusion?
spectre, yeah.
Before he notices?
Yeah.
I will
Mr. Bumpkin,
I
your
will heal
fire
myself,
damage is
I will
incredible.
heal myself while...
Sure. Yeah, you might as well on your turn.
Gentlemen.
yeah.
Since when did you can do blue fire? That's a first for me.
Exhilarating.
Wow.
There was many screaming coming from behind us. What? You guys handled yourself?
That was definitely not me.
I don't know what was that. I was a little afraid, but my goodness, maybe I don't know myself. Where's my manners?
Well, it's good to know you can hold your own. We were very nervous of your strange nature.
An inability to do anything.
Strange nature.
I always had my umbrella.
Don't know what good that's going to do you, but we've now created quite a scene in the middle of town. Are people looking at it?
Yeah, a bunch of people are looking, but they've kind of scattered. and they've moved away. And those 2 bandits have run off. And you've also noticed as you look around, you can pick out a couple more people who are watching, not with fear, but with intent. And then they've taken off as well.
That was very weird.
Yes. Should we stay here, as this feels not very safe?
I mean,
How much time do we have before the boat leaves?
just made a campfire.
Less than an hour.
We can't just leave these bodies lying everywhere.
I don't. What do you want to do with them?
As you look around, a couple of them aren't completely dead. They're like kind of groaning on the ground. One of them's unconscious.
Shall we question one of them?
No.
That might be pertinent to find out where the brigands might come from.
So then I will walk over to one that I see kind of rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, there's one that's kind of trying to crawl away slowly, but he's like clutching his side as he's
So
doing
he's-
so.
I'm hitting with my umbrella. He's walking away.
Hey,
So is
hey,
he
leave me
unconscious,
alone.
or is he then?
He's conscious, but he's
Okay.
he's bleeding and crawling away. This is one of the ones that didn't get brutally murdered by you guys.
So I'll kind of walk over.
One of the ones that got cut down by the owls. Like, so he's just like, he's not totally dead. He's just like, ah, he falls
He's
to the
kind of
ground.
like crawling away.
He's
I'll
crawling
kind of-
away as the owls are kind of pecking at him.
I'll walk up from behind him and flip him over.
He's like, oh, no, please don't hurt
Kind
me.
of.
Please don't hurt me.
Hold the morning star above his head. Why are you following me and my friends?
I'm just following orders. Just following me orders.
From who?
Oh, just from Wolglug. It's Wolglug that wants him.
Where can I find this?
Wolglug? Wolglug Bloodbasher. He's the fiercest warrior around.
Sounds like an orc. He's an orc.
Where would a round be?
I'm not quite sure. He hired our group here to rough you up and get the Nibs guy over there because he owes him some money or something. I don't know, something about a card game.
How much money does Nibs owe him?
I don't know how much he owes him. I just know that we've been hired to get
How
him.
much did he pay you guys?
I was given 2 whole gold pieces.
It can't be much more than that.
What are these
I don't
travesties he's talking about?
I don't even know how to gamble. Can we just? How bad is he gonna look?
that?
Is he gonna live?
If he gets patched up, he'll live. He's bleeding. pretty
I'll
badly.
put my hand on him and put a point of lay on hands into
See,
him.
just enough to stop the
Yep.
bleeding. He's like, oh, that feels good.
Here, how much gold do I got?
Just gonna give
None
to charity.
apparently. Remember,
No,
you
no,
could
I
pay for
actually have. No,
breakfast.
I actually
He
had some.
lied.
Oh, he
I-
does
I
have
have
money.
You actually
It
lied.
wasn't intentional, but I told him already.
It wasn't
I have 20
intentional.
remaining gold. I mean, I'm just like, bring this to or whatever.
Wolglug.
Oh, he's gonna steal my money. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring this back for sure.
Bring it to Wolglug.
Yeah, to Wolglug. Yeah, of course.
Dang it.
Your passive insight knows he's lying. Or just so concerned for his life that he'll say anything.
I just let him.
Just let him go. He kind of limps off the little bag of money. Then he leaves.
All right, I'm going back to the boat. To the boat. To the boat. It's not
The boat seems safer. This has been a
This is
terrible
a,
mistake.
This is a horrible idea.
I'm going to move the dead.
Okay.
And if there's any mostly dead, I finish them.
Okay. Give him merciful endings. Some mercy killings.
Rin, what are you planning on doing with these bodies? Shall we send them off?
They can't be
Good
left.
end.
They can't be left here.
Mike is still doing that again.
There's got to be a graveyard somewhere.
Who's?
I'm thinking it's you. No, nothing now. Steve, going with yours.
Sorry, we're having minor mic interference.
It's
Anything
probably
here,
a
Rob?
signal, not a physical problem.
Yeah, because we've tried for physical problems so many
Yeah, I'm
times.
thinking it's a frequency issue.
Okay, well, we'll investigate that after.
Okay.
Okay. So I start carrying bodies off to. I'm not just going to leave them in the street.
Throw them in the bushes here.
It's not hard for you
In
to
the
convince-
bushes.
Throw them in the bushes.
Is there a well?
Oh yeah, that's great.
I don't think we should
poison the
poison
well.
the town.
I don't know.
There's probably a graveyard about here somewhere, and
The boat's gonna leave in like 45 minutes.
then we best.
You're
go
about how long
quickly.
do we have?
Hey, thank you so much for asking. I was a little concerned about you guys while I was flying up there. Sorry I couldn't help, but these arms aren't made for fighting.
Time?
We've got exactly 43 minutes and 25 seconds left.
I don't think we can dig a hole that fast.
I look about. Like, is there any townsfolk?
There's lots of townsfolk about, kind of like chatting to themselves, closing their doors, and other ones that are just kind of moved in now that it appears the fighting.
But there's
is
no
over.
like law
No
That
guard.
doesn't appear to be any guards. You haven't attracted the attention enough yet.
Shall we report this to the sheriff of the town if there is one?
I'll summon a bonfire underneath one of the corpses. It'll take care of that one. Let's go.
You start burning one of the bodies?
I'm helping clean up the town.
I start moving them too.
Okay.
The bonfire?
It's not very hard for you to convince a couple of the townsfolk to help you out.
I'll do that then.
Okay. And so it takes probably about half an hour for you to do the work, but with the help of a few townsfolk, you're able to at least move the body somewhere that you know they'll be taken care of once you leave.
I offer any townsfolk who want to atone for their sins. I will help them atone if they help us bury some bodies.
Most of them avert their gaze.
Dang. Dang. I tried.
Your sins for some time.
Right?
Seems like a good offer.
You can go rest on the boat.
I'm already on the boat.
You're already in the boat, just sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
You're hurt.
Oh, no, I can't. I'm fine.
You got hit by 2 crossbow bolts.
I'm fine.
Ken, that's not how it works.
Play the wound.
That's not how it works.
In the book.
You read it in the book once.
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna pack it full of dirt.
You pack a full dirt. That makes sense. That should work.
Dirt of Samara.
I hear that works.
I've heard that too. So I'll make sure that the bodies are at least
Passively taken care of, like enough. Okay, yeah, it takes about half an hour. About,
Fix the holes in my
about the
vest.
rest. About the rest of your time that you need
You
before
want
you
me
have to
to
go back.
fix
if there's time, I
Well,
spend
give me your
a few
vest.
moments with a prayer to Kalina
Station.
to wish them on their way to meet her at the river. Although I suspect they're headed to a much different place.
Elsewhere.
And
That's where the river forks, right? Going that way. And then
then I'll head for the boat.
Yeah, they go in that. They get stuck in that part where like it gets all white and foamy.
sure those sticks get caught.
That is not a nice place.
Okay, so you all head back to the boat, and not long after, the captain returns, and he kind of looks around. And he's like, "All right, what was all that about? You'd be causing trouble on my boat."
Yar, what are you talking about, Yar?
I saw the fight back there. You handle yourselves well, but I worry you bring me more trouble than you'd be worth.
Or they attacked him.
We're actually worried about that ourselves.
I just wanted to adventure.
What trouble ye be in?
I really don't know.
Perhaps if you tell me, I might be able to be of some help.
I think I owe some people. I know I owe some people some money.
Oh.
I just don't know how many people I owe. Apparently, it's gonna be everybody in this continent.
Is that because you can't remember, or because of your?
No, the other guy. There's another guy. Nobody believes me. There's another guy.
I believe you. There's another guy.
There's another guy with my name.
An act
doing
of
things.
identity theft. I believe it is what it's called.
What be that you be calling?
He's got my library card.
The identity theft.
Identity theft is not a joke.
Can't even check out books anymore. You go to every town ever. People are looking for me for the 14 silver I owe or whatever.
So you be saying you not be the Nibs Bumplikin they be looking for?
No, definitely not.
No?
For that nib
Are
was
you all
a
disappointed
halfling.
now? No.
This is a gnome.
I look at the captain. I'm like, this is what I was talking about.
I not be understanding. If there be people looking for ye, how ye be not ye?
I don't know how ye am I not ye. I am me. The other guy wasn't me.
So ye be ye.
No, I be me. The other guy, that wasn't me.
So he not be ye?
He not be me. I be me.
I think he be thou.
But thou be the one in debt.
Yar.
Well then, there be another ye,
There be another me.
but not the one in debt. Ye
Yar.
Be ye be the one in debt.
Yar.
Well, then why don't you go and clear those debts?
I don't. I don't. How much money do you give me?
I'd not be giving you any money.
Ah,
I might need to charge you more
I
for
am-
ye trouble.
no, nar.
Nar?
No, nar. No, I'm working on. We're kind of working on getting rid of the debt. We gotta go do the Koalish, and then the things and the stuff, and then we'll take it back
Mr.
to the-
Bumpkin,
and then we're gonna
shut your
and then the flying ship.
face.
Two thumbs, and then we're gonna get some money. And pay off the debts. People stop chasing me.
Arr, so you be on an adventure to make your money.
Yar.
So you can pay off your gambling debts.
Yar. But not mine. His, the other guys.
Oh, so you not be having any gambling debts.
Well, technically, yeah, I got the debts.
Oh, there we go. We can start. I'm like, what the heck?
Hey, you're not simplifying this at all.
I be
I
confused.
don't understand what's so hard to understand. I am me.
Okay.
He is not me.
But ye be the one with the debts.
Yar.
Now who cares about this other ye?
Arr.
If ye be the one with the debts.
For that is the situation it seems it is in.
Can I get some grog?
Yes, I need a drink.
Not in that cup.
Not from that cup.
Not from that cup. The bigger one.
Hey, what do you
There
want
you
the big
go.
one? All right. I see ye yesterday. I not be sure ye can handle this. You need to chuck it back. Nah, any more and ye might fall over dead. And ye be worth more alive than dead, I suppose.
Would you put money on such things?
I'm
What,
sure I
that
can
he be
outdrink
worth
you
more
now.
alive than dead?
No. That he be able to handle that much grog.
He's a gambler. You know,
Ye trying to work up a gambling debt as well, I see.
Nigh.
Nah.
Nah.
I think it's Nar.
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 Nar. Arr, arr.
Arr,
Now you
arr.
speaking me language.
Do we just descend into yarring and garring?
Arr,
I'm adding
arr.
pirate to my languages. I mastered it on this trip.
Hey, who be the pirate here? Ye be the one with the debts.
They're not.
I run a fine establishment on me boat.
What have you heard about Nibs Bumplekin?
What have I heard?
Yeah.
Ye be him.
You heard incorrectly.
Well, if you want the full story, I may be aware that they be looking for ye.
Who's they?
Well, there's Woglug,
Woglug? Yes, Woglug.
mainly Woglug.
Mainly Woglug.
Yes.
Is that it? Just Woglug?
Well, Woglug have hired several people to, as we say, hunt you
I
down.
gotta find Woglug.
Yes,
Where's Woglug?
he's inland. He'd be about 10 to 15 miles from here.
You
Hey,
got like a map?
do you have a map? I can show you where it is. Where it be.
You're bot.
We're not going to go do anything about it.
I gotta go take this. I have a feeling that some higher power will make this follow me around this whole adventure. Unless we deal with
The
Woglug.
boat is leaving.
I not be able to wait.
I feel like I was always arguing with your alter ego as well.
This was so not my intent.
We will deal with this later.
I need a new name.
Hobart, this is not a concern of now.
My name is Randy now.
Going to one name from four.
Yeah, well, you are. No, you probably have many other names.
All right then, Randy.
You gonna show me on this map where Woglug be.
Arr.
Arr.
And he shows you.
Nice. How many days travel?
Oh, it'll only be about 15 miles away. There'll be an orc encampment not far from town. They've been harassing a little bit, but as of late they've been a little quieter.
I would really love if we can go.
Apparently
visit
Woglug is the war chief of this orc warband.
I would really love if we can go visit Woglug and so.
How ye managed to have a gambling debt with an orc war chief, I do not know. Having watched ye for this past day and a half, it'd be most confusing to me.
Yar. I would really love to go visit this orc and maybe we can settle this. Let him know I'm not the dude who owes him the money.
Mr.
Or at least find
dear,
out.
Do you really think that you can convince said fellow?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Pirate Captain, sir.
I not be a pirate. I might sound like one, but I be a fine captain of the ship.
Captain Cedric, dear. Look
Thank
into
you.
me eyes.
Yes.
Do you think that you could wait for a bit, maybe a day or two, for me?
A persuasion roll.
6. For deception.
Oh,
huh?
deception, right.
I not be think so, unless ye be willing to pay extra for me to wait. Say 50 gold pieces total.
I don't have any money.
I'm not paying to get him out of debt.
That's reasonable.
Sounds settled then. Shall we be on our way? We've got the cargo to deliver.
We'll come back to this one.
Yar.
And maybe while we're at it, you should not be maybe spreading where we're going.
What? Oh, the Qualish place? That's how we're gonna get the money to get me out of debt.
I know, but if you tell everyone, then you might.
Raise suspicion.
More,
They'll be able to track us.
more so than I
possibly.
apparently already do?
Maybe going under
Okay.
another one of your names might be wise.
Is there any townsfolk about?
You're on the ship right now.
Maybe any eyes on the deck, dock watching us?
As you look around, there are people there, but they're not like watching you. They're not really close either.
Alright, I'm gonna stand on the boat.
The only people that have heard what you're
as high as
saying,
I can.
mainly the people that have heard you are the captain and maybe a
And
couple
I'm
of the
gonna
crew.
be like, if any of you are working for Woglug, we're going to the Barrier Mountain things for Qualish. Meet us there. I'll deal with you over there. Thank you. Have a good day.
Why?
The
would you
townsfolk
do
kind of
such
look
a
up at you
thing?
confused. And they start chattering amongst themselves.
Well, there you have
Maybe
it.
one of his thugs. Or
Master Wiley,
what?
we've been together for so long. How could you be such a freaking idiot?
Like,
I know you pay me well,
this is gonna be a problem the whole time. Maybe we can.
but how will they
like
know where we're
gentlemen.
going?
Maybe this. What?
You've been just yelling
The
about
Barrier
where we're going.
Mountains. We're going to the Barrier Mountains.
Stop! Shut your mouth. Do you know your manners?
I'm just trying to say. Oh, this is exhausting.
Do you remember?
Don't like being in
Do you
debt.
remember 8 years ago what I did with this broom?
Ah!
I'll do it again.
For this Woglug, if we were to get him, and then what happens if we go to the next town and there is a Floglug who's also you owe money
Sir,
to? Are
honestly-
we supposed to stop every single
I
time?
expect there's a pretty good chance there would be a vlog load too. I don't know what to do.
We must move past this, deal with any issues like this. That was not such a problem for us.
All right, not a problem. We're not going there anymore.
I liked my simple life.
I'm curious about the broom encounter.
That does raise several questions, but I believe that is between the gnome and the lady.
It is not like that.
I do not want to know.
You dirty.
I do not want to hear of such sins.
Boy.
Well,
Kind of feel like we just go visit Woglug.
His brother Floglug comes?
Woglug will probably already be there.
So was it 50 gold total or 50 each?
total. Yeah, maybe
No.
Warlock has a Vorpal sword.
Now, granted, we could.
the Vopal room.
What if we
The Vorpal broom.
gain more money on said adventure?
How long will he stay?
Long enough for you to be there and back. 50. It's not that far. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying it's not that far.
Is the gnome insisting?
We could do it, but
Like at a normal pace, you can go 24 miles in a day.
you're part of the adventure as well, and I don't want you getting involved in his misfortunes.
This wasn't me.
His misfortunes are part
Mrs.
of mine.
Stillwater.
What?
It wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you, but we have to clear this nonetheless. Or else we'll be following you everywhere. Kind of like a credit card fraud, which I don't know what that is.
But you know it was. Any chance that Woglug bop all my debt?
It's a debt consolidator.
Now, like
There's always a chance.
yes. Maybe this is the one.
You seem very
Mr.
insistent on it.
Mr. Paladin, sir.
Yes?
Could really use some help here. My good name of Hobart Nibs of Bumplekin.
I say no, but if you'd like to go, then
Seems we are at an impasse. But what shall we do?
I am but at the service
Larry,
of my master.
you need to make a decision soon, because I either need to be casting off, or I need your 50 gold.
Take the money.
As much as I don't like
And
it,
I will
want
hand
your
him the 50
service,
gold.
Sir.
Arr, you got yourself a deal.
This better be
I
worth
leave.
I hope so.
I leave tomorrow at high noon. If you be back by then, you're welcome back on my ship.
Your bot.
I'll enjoy your 50 gold.
Your bot. Keep track of the time.
All right, I'll be happy to do that. It seems that you've got yourself in quite a connection here.
No, we
That
didn't.
is all I have to say.
We should have asked Gearbot his opinion on honestly the subject, as he is the 5th member of our party and the tiebreaker.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't have an opinion. My job is to follow you.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
you have a new debt, though.
Ah, dang it!
I believe you owe Garrett 50 gold pieces.
We'll see. We'll
I
see
gotta
when
keep
we get there.
my big book of debts.
Shall we put interest on that?
We shall do some searching on where this orc raiding party exists.
All right, Garrett. What's the juice?
50 gold pieces?
A day?
What's the juice? What's juice? What is this juice you speak of?
I think you owe him 70 gold.
Oh, there is no interest, my fine friend. That is not.
That's really how loan sharks work.
There's a sucker every day.
You live down in the slums. You know of loan sharks.
I am not the loan shark you speak of. That is a dastardly task.
Borrow 10 gold pieces for only a gold piece. Over at Gary's Gold, etc.
Garnish your wages.
Garnish your wages. We'll pay you before your employer does.
I was going to say, payday advance back in the day.
Why wait till Friday when you can get on Tuesday?
What news did
He just ran his own payday
I
advance.
suppose we're going to find orcs.
Good. Let's go find the hopefully debt consolidating orc loan shark.
Hey, it's your backstory, man.
And maybe he has those books on him too.
Is this the soulmonger?
His name is Warglug, the Soulmonger. So I guess we,
It's Woglug Bloodbasher.
Bloodbasher. Oh, well,
Bash his blood, does he?
Yeah, apparently he's the fiercest amongst them, keeping this little orc warband in check.
Oh, little. That's good.
Oh, yeah, by the way, everybody, don't bother telling Warglock we're going to the mountains.
Shut
We're
your
coming to him.
face!
Never mind that.
Off in the distance, you notice there's one guy just running away as fast as he can.
He stops,
geez.
turns around, listens.
Got it!
That's what I'm just like.
Thank you, sir.
Hey.
Okay, so it's,
Hey.
you know, it's about noon.
Because they pointed out on the map,
Yeah,
right?
you can get there by evening if you went straight there.
Is there anything we need to do in this town before we depart? To clear your name?
We gotta get to Warglock fast because this is getting late. We're gonna be back in the
Considering that
morning.
there's someone out there impersonating you, there's an uncanny resemblance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, you should
we gotta
refrain
find-
from
I mean, we
using
gotta
your real
find-
name.
Oh, yeah.
Randy.
Randy is what we shall call you.
I'll just be Hobart.
Hobart Randy Bottom.
Bart!
Wrinkle bottom.
Wrinkle Bottom? Sure.
Hobart
Wrinklebottom.
Wrinklebottom?
Well, as a gnome, you'd have like at least another dozen names. So just pick a couple. Wrinklebottom's one of the other
Some
ones.
call you Tim.
Glittertop Winklebottom.
Glittertop Winklebottom.
There we go.
Glittertop?
Those are my names.
Okay.
Seems 100% inconspicuous.
They're the ones from his childhood. That's why he doesn't use them as much. Brings
Oh,
back.
this is the worst.
Glittertop Winklebottom. On the case.
All right.
All right, so you head out of town.
Gnome.
And you travel, you head north on the road. You're following the directions that he gave you on the map. And there's less and less foot traffic as you're going along. And soon you have to leave the road and head a bit out into the wilderness. It's a bit of a forested area, but not like densely forested. So you kind of have some woods, and it clears into like a clearing, and then there's more woods, and so it's just lightly forested. So let's switch over to music there. And as you're going along, you start to see, especially you start to notice more and more signs of the orcs. That there's, the trees, there's a bunch of trees chopped down in this one location, or these other ones that have had their branches stripped off, and there's little piles of garbage here and there. They're not very clean folk. And it probably travel for about, now before we do all this, does anybody want to take a short rest? Did you guys need like a short rest mechanically?
I don't see why
Yes.
you shouldn't.
Okay.
Yes, do a short rest.
Okay, well, so just do a short rest, because at some point you could have sat down and taken a break.
I'm going to burn a
Just try
hit
my
dice during that short rest as well.
Your D8.
Yeah, so I figured
What's your con? Oh, 10. Nice.
You guys,
You can, okay.
does that bring you back up? Do you need?
I'm good. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Okay, so you're kind of heading off. It's really actually kind of peaceful forest until you start to get to the point where you're at, where, yeah, is anybody here proficient at survival?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, you are?
Archaeologist background.
Oh, right. So,
Yeah.
why don't you both give me a
You
survival
are?
check then? I'm like, you are?
7.
Yeah, I knew it.
17.
There you are.
You got disappointed on that.
So as it starts to approach dusk, you start to pick out more and more tracks of the orcs, and you can see them converging into the location that you would guess is the orc war camp. And so as you head there, this
Are we going to attempt to be stealthy as we travel in, or shall we just wander in, holler the name of Bulgrug?
That's the guy we need to talk to, isn't it?
Woglug
I
Bloodbasher.
don't think talking's gonna work.
His last name's Bloodbasher. He seems like a kind,
We're
totally honest
civilized
person.
People. What are we gonna do? We need to clear up my debt.
Okay.
And explain.
You can actually hear these drums off in the distance as
Probably.
you're getting close. You can see that it's getting darker out, so you start to see the campfires and you're still in a bit of a forest area, but you can see up
this is
ahead.
ominous.
Don't like the sound of those drums.
I like them.
Why, they do have a good beat, but
Gearbox
it
is
sounds
with you.
impending, sir.
Gearbox, you're probably going to want to stay behind for this one.
All right, if that's what you think I should do, I think it would follow rule number 1.
Aye, I see.
Walking into an orc encampment seems like something that has a low probability of not destroying Gearbox.
You know.
How about I just fly up into that tree over there, and you can come collect me when you're done?
Wonderful.
You see his legs hanging behind
I
him.
think you could take a fly over the camp.
From all the databases inside, orcs are able to throw spears and shoot bows at long distances. If I go over the camp, there is a 59% probability that they will shoot me, resulting in my demise.
Oh, fine.
Oh, wait a second. Owl. Good look.
There you go. So you finally... Well, hold on, I thought it was a cat.
There's an owl in the bag.
You can only do one, remember.
Oh, that's right.
So you got to spend an hour and 10 minutes to switch it up.
Owl in the bag.
Owl's in the bag? Okay, so you have an owl. Alright, so you pull in an owl, and it's kind of looks at you.
I thought I got rid of that thing!
Go there, well.
Do you know what kind of problems it gives me? Doing its little things all over the place, and you don't clean up after it. You dirty thing, you.
I didn't even barely poop in the bag.
What do you, on the bag! Think about everywhere else it does that I have to clean.
It doesn't look very pleased with you.
I'm looking at. Look at me. Now I'm looking through its eyes, looking at myself.
Oh, jeez.
It's very confusing.
Oh boy.
But you've done this game many times. So you're used to the weird.
So yeah, send him to go fly around the camp real quick. Real high, real high, real high, real high.
Yeah, really high?
Real high, real high. Not that high!
I mean, you get this telepathic sense of finally out of the bag, finally out of the bag, finally out of the bag. I hate my master.
I hate my
And all his gambling debt.
So
You owe the owl 10 gold pieces.
You don't even owe the owl money.
the owl you summoned.
Nibs has somehow borrowed money from
Summon this owl.
Okay, so through the eyes, as it flies over, you see a dirty war camp with lots of huts and yurts and all sorts of stuff everywhere. You see lots of campfires, and it's filled with probably 3 or 4 dozen orcs. And amongst the orcs, you see some larger. You see a couple ogres. And at the one part of it, there's a big tent that you would assume is the chief's tent.
And how big does this camp look?
About 3 or 4 dozen orcs
3 or 4 dozen orcs.
that you can see. There might be some more in the tents.
Yeah.
They're not currently you see there's a few brawls going
How many
on.
entrances to the camp?
It's just wide open.
Oh, okay.
It's not like it's protected by a fence or anything. It looks like a temporary camp.
Okay. So.
They've been there. There's lots of pockets of arguing and
What's the owl's
fighting.
name again?
Your owl?
Yeah.
I don't know what your owl's name is.
Is it Hooty Hoo?
You don't know
Who do you
his
think?
name?
That's what I tried to name. That's what I told you to name him.
Was it Mike?
No.
No, you named it yesterday, but I can't remember.
I know, I can't remember. Okay, he's goes to Randy. When Randy comes back, sticking Randy just back in the bag. Grab the owl.
That's morbid.
Does it seem to not want to go in the bag?
It doesn't really resist because it's not used to it. It's like if it could, it let out a sigh.
Just back in the bag.
Of acceptance.
Yeah.
That deadpan.
So,
of,
what did you see?
There's like 2 or 3 dozen orcs in there. I think Woglug's camp is right in the center. You just go right in. All right, everybody, follow me.
Guess that's all you saw, dear.
That's all I remember. I saw. Something else.
I think 2 or 3 dozen orcs is
far too many?
unmanageable, quite frankly.
There's ogres.
There's ogres in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I may have saw ogres. I forgot.
Do you see through your own owl's eyes?
Yeah, you kept looking away.
What's your owl's eye see? I don't know. It doesn't have glasses.
And some ogres.
So what's the plan? We're just going to walk in
And have a
and you're
have
going to
a
ask for
word
forgiveness?
with Woglug. See if we can settle this nonsense.
I'm not sure orcs work that way.
Dear, I don't think this
They
is...
talk. But they're chaotic.
Does anyone here
Neutral
speak
chaotic
Orcish,
evil.
by the way?
No.
I don't think this is the right plan of attack.
Why would we have to attack them?
That's not what I mean. I know, like,
I
go
believe he
in
means
and-
more of approach.
Orcs do speak common.
So I just want to go. We can just go talk to the guy and I'll explain to him how I'm not the nibs that owes him the money, and he can stop chasing us, and then we won't have to deal with this anymore. And I'm sure he'll want to find the proper nibs, so he can stop wasting his time chasing me.
Next time, before you give him any gold, you ask him the plan.
Yes, that was
I thoroughly
lack of
explained
sight.
this plan.
But, well, we're here now. Shall we try
Yeah,
and speak to him like
yeah,
fair, honest individuals?
sure.
Come here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a prayer. Probably your funeral rite.
I don't think we should do that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
You think you're going to go in without a prayer?
You're one of the followers of Cleaner, right? Not a fan.
What if by chance we had...
I might not be either.
What if by chance we had an orc that could take us in?
Where would we find an orc?
Where there's a will, there's a way, sir.
I'll just start wandering up and down the
Well,
forest here
let's
with-
just say that we had one,
We had an orc.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that possibly we could say that this orc...
Like his orc is on our side.
Yes, and
he's
that
gonna
it
talk to
now...
Woglug on our behalf.
Yes. And that it's now paid off your debts. Is that what that might work? Dear.
Yeah, but then we need an orc that has money.
That is a little bit of a sticky situation.
And how much do you... We don't know how much money you might have.
Do I have any idea how much I owe?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Like you've had people come. It's all sorts. Like it's probably hundreds of gold pieces, possibly thousands. But you don't know how much you owe this guy.
Oh, fantastic.
But if we had the orc, do you think this might work?
That probably would be our best plan of attack, for lack of a better word.
Are we going to find an orc before tomorrow morning?
You seem so confident in finding this
Sir,
orc.
don't you remember there's that one spell that you knew? You had to say bling blang woogie loogie.
Bing blag woogaloogie.
Right,
And then
I
you
cast,
cast
I
disguise self
cast
on yourself?
disguise self on myself.
And boom, you turn into an orc.
Yeah. And then because I
How
have
did
the
you do that?
the actor ability, I sound like an orc.
That
Right.
is
So,
wondrous.
look at me now. Oh, your spell works, master.
This is too hard.
It is me, Morog the Skull Taker.
Are we gonna take over the? Okay. I don't know. I think
Now have an
the plan is falling apart.
Can you speak orc?
No, dear.
You get this very weird big orc all of a sudden talking to Mrs. Detwater's voice.
I'm a city orc.
Okay, let's follow
Well,
Mrs.
then-
Detwater.
Better
us
than
in.
nothing.
Lead us in.
All right, so I'll bear.
I'm casting false life on myself
Oh, wait.
because this is going to go bad.
Before we go in,
How long
I
does
will-
guidance work?
take a moment.
Guidance is like 1 round.
One
No,
round.
it's a minute.
It's a minute.
Is it?
Not yet, then.
I
guys
will
Just in case.
False
Have-
life is an hour. So.
have you guys wait, and I will. Do you have any temp HP or anything like that?
That's what he just did.
Oh well, I can do it.
Oh, what are you doing?
I was gonna do aid. Give everyone 5 temp.
Can you
HP.
give that to everyone? Though?
That's up to 3. So I
It's
can
not,
give-
no, it's not, it's 8, not temp HP, isn't 8 or 5?
Oh, it's actually it
Oh,
increases
it's stacking
to
up.
maximum too. Wow.
What's
Plus
that do?
temporary plus
So
5
you
HP
3
max.
gain plus 5 HP.
Plus, like temporary?
No,
No,
you're max.
oh,
You
wow.
go to here,
It'll go away once the spell expires, but
and then
And that lasts for 8
Just
hours.
plus 5?
for the next 8
Oh,
hours.
so our max is increased by 5.
Yeah.
It's not actually temporary hit points.
No, I thought it was, but I remember actually going over it with Steve now, and it doesn't. So that's good. And then,
How do we do that?
max HP override. Should right there.
The modifier or the override?
Override. You just add it in.
No, I think you did it. I think where you did it right. Oh, override max HP, sure.
max HP modifier.
Focus that.
Something 5 HP.
You,
Yeah,
prob-
it's
Oh, no, I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's bad.
you probably
Because I was
want
at
to use,
35?
No.
Plus 5?
Oh,
Oh,
fine.
do you not want to use this one, the max HP modifier?
Yeah, you can do that one too. There's 2 ways to do it.
I don't
Well,
do
we
it.
need the
I
max.
don't get it. Those 3
it
do.
would be 40 then, right?
You go
There you
to
go.
30,
There you go, it
40,
worked.
43.
Plus your temp HP, so you're nice and buffed up.
Yeah, I got to roll for that.
Take 5 plus dim.
So we walk into this orc encampment.
Oh boy, are we!
One sec.
Led by.
So how are you doing this? Are you leading them like they're your prisoners, or are you leading them like?
Yeah, I'm going to have Mr. Bumpkin by the scruff.
And what about these two? Because they're armed and armored.
Oh.
So how are you doing this?
Maybe they're your hired grunts.
Yeah, they're my hired. Yeah.
You want us to walk behind you and.
You're going to be my hired thugs. I mean, you're going to be my hired thugs.
You guys turning me in?
But you will do what I say, for I am a Morag, the Skull Taker.
Sounds good.
Do you remember that, dear?
Morag.
Morag.
Yes, Mrs. Delwater, Morag. Yes,
No.
I'll take it.
This big orc hand slaps in the face.
Except that
Yeah,
when
the
it
hand
hits,
passed right through
when
me.
it passes there, and it's just your regular hand,
Oh,
right?
right.
Because you don't actually change size. It's just an illusion.
Well, I can do 1 foot bigger, so I guess I'll try to do that.
Yeah, but it's still an illusion.
Yeah.
So if somebody passed their hand through your head, it would just pass through.
Yeah.
It's like you're wearing the suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Except that suit is no, you can't touch
I
it.
get advantage to deception.
So you're walking in. So you walk up.
But it's the truth.
So you walk up.
Oh, it's getting louder.
And nervously, you break into the clearing, and you see it. You see the war camp. The smell hits you as well, and you can see different groups of orcs kind of
Yeah.
fighting. And you're just walking in.
We have that big like weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
And I yell out, "Olog, Bloodbasher! I have come to claim your debt or settle it."
So all of a sudden, a couple nearby orcs look up at you. Give me a deception roll, and you get your advantage. Remember.
Okay, so that's 18. 18.
Okay. And you look up.
What?
They start speaking to you, and you don't recognize the language.
I'm just gonna ignore them. I consider them lesser orcs.
Okay, so you're just gonna walk past them.
Yeah.
And they kind of look over at you. And the more orcs start to follow behind you. And so you head towards the center,
Yeah.
where the big tent
I'm
is.
trying to be as intimidating as possible just to
walking
show my
forward.
presence.
Right. Okay, so you move forward. Give me an intimidation roll. Give me an advantage.
And what's my intimidation? Oh, intimidation's +7.
With advantage.
With advantage, thank you.
What's your best?
9.
You rolled 2 twice.
You rolled 2 twice. All right. So you're trying to be intimidating, but you're kind of walking strange for an orc.
I
They,
trip.
they still believe you're an orc, but
Okay.
they're like some of them are kind of getting closer. And as you look over, you see a huge ogre just kind of sitting with his legs kind of spread out. He looks over there and puts a fist down and lifts himself up. So he's towering over and he starts walking in this group as you all head towards the main tent. And before long,
GG!
and you look around and you're surrounded by about 3 dozen orcs and a huge ogre as they're moving towards. And you come to the main tent, and in front of the tent are 2 heavily armored orcs standing there. And they're like, "Hey! All right,
I am Olog, the Skull Taker. Oh no, that's not prison. I am Olog, the Skull Taker. We will speak common between enemies.
Ah! What have you here? More food for us to eat?
No, I claim now Bumblekin and his debts.
We've been looking for this git for a long time now. The boss will be happy to see him.
Bring him to me. I wish to speak to him
Oh,
now.
boss be inside. You go see the mighty Woglug Bloodbasher, the conqueror of cities, and the harbinger of death.
I knew he was the soulmonger.
And they turn and they
So tickle.
and they open up the curtains, and you guys are led inside.
Okay.
And you're brought into this, and a bunch of the orcs kind of follow you to this huge hut. And in the center, like this, there's a bunch of orcs in there. You can see there's a bunch of slaves as well, and other people that are all tied up. And there's all sorts of animal skins everywhere. It stinks even worse in here.
What have I done?
And in the center of it is this very ornate throne, I guess. And when I say ornate, I mean it's made of bones and weapons and all sorts of trophies and skulls hanging from it. And it's currently its back is to you. And around it are 4 huge-looking orcs. They almost look like they're half ogre.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they're standing there looking over at you, and one of them leans over, "Arr, arr, arr," and you can't hear the response from whatever's sitting in there. You're like, "Arr, arr, arr." And all 4 of them lift down, and they grab a different corner of this seat, lift it up, and they slowly turn it around as the thumping of and everybody starts hitting their drums all around everything.
It's Conan the Barbarian.
And as it turns around, sitting on top of this huge throne is a very finely dressed, tiny little goblin.
I knew it! This is why you would look at album!
And his hands are sitting there, and you notice one of his fingers is missing. And it's set down, and you recognize it.
Bryn's like, you have got to be kidding
You
me.
saved him!
He doesn't know who
And
I
he
am.
looks over, and he's like,
Oh! I am the mighty Woggle! Who are you? I am Morag, the Skull Taker.
Nibs the Bumblekin! That's me! Here, just settle it.
This is my Bumblekin prize. Bring him forward!
and so you bring him forward, and so you
Yeah. So I just kind of throw
throw
him.
him in front of it, and you
Yeah.
fall on your knees.
I understand that he has debts to pay. Ah, that he does! How much is this debt? Ah, I have managed to buy 750 gold of his debt, but there's been a problem. This is not Nibs Bumblekin.
That's what I've been. I am Nibs Bumblekin.
You are Nibs
I'm
Bumblekin?
Nibs Bumblekin.
Oh, so you too owe a great debt to me.
Well, no, that wasn't me. That was another Nibs Bumblekin. There's another guy. He took my name.
So there's 2 Nibs Bumblekin.
Yes,
That explains why you don't look anything like him.
probably.
You brought me the wrong Nibs Bumblekin.
I've been killing him.
They all name the same. How can I know? Ah, that's your excuse. And what are these? Are these fresh meat? These are my hired thugs. They work for me. They work for you? Yes. Now they work for me. Mighty Woglug, so take up. Blood Better.
Is he wearing a big red?
Yeah. He's wearing a red tunic, but it's been like tied up, and there's all sorts of other stuff like trinkets on it. But yes, when you look closer, yeah, you do see a red shirt that's oversized, but it's been turned into like this mighty robe. As he looks around,
You all work for me now, including you. And now, I know exactly what we will do with you to settle the debt. We will have a show in the morning.
But it's not my debt. Didn't we just go through this? That's the other guy's debt. Now that we've straightened it up, nice to meet you. You have a good day, and we'll be on our way.
Not so fast. Now that you're here, why are you going to leave before the fun begins? You be the Nibs Bumblekin that owes me money. So you can pay the money back in a show that will thrill the orcs in the camp.
Well, you're a pretty good dancer.
Alright, so Morag's up. No, we will leave now. And I'm gonna cast suggestion.
okay,
All right. So you have to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC 15. And
Oh my goodness, dude, I have negative 12 wisdom. This guy's an idiot.
okay. Oh, I actually have to look up his modifier. So I rolled a natural.
and then I get to
17.
direct
Oh, no.
the current course of action if failed.
Yeah, no, I know what suggestion does.
He's not going to be. I think he passed.
What's your spell save DC?
50.
You need a -3. I doubt it.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
-1.
Oh.
So I got 16. So he kind of looks and he shakes his head. And it doesn't seem to be affected by your attempted suggestion.
All right.
You want to try anything else? I want to say anything? Does anybody else want to say anything?
I'm just keeping.
That's a good idea.
I think I'm safer here now. I'll stay here.
I do have sort of an interesting grin on my face.
Oh, I should have. Oh, I can't do anything else.
I knew it was going to be Zotico.
So when I cast a message, do I verbally like move my mouth for message? So it's just like a mind thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna try message.
On him specifically?
Yeah. And you're gonna hear a voice say, "If you don't let them out, I will haunt you to the end of your days."
He's looking around.
Who said that? Who said that?
It is I, Asmodiah. What's the devil's name again?
Asmodeus?
Yeah. All right. Asmodeus.
Let's see if he even knows who that is.
Oh, please.
Yes.
What?
Give me an intimidation roll.
Okay.
No advantage.
+7. 17.
Okay, you started to see him cower around.
Get them out of here now! To the pits! We'll deal with them in the morning!
And a bunch of orcs start to surround you and start to beckon you to leave
Okay.
and bring you out. And with that, we will end today.
Oh, I'm trying so hard. Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Wow.
What a good ending, right? I was hoping the timing would be that it reveals him, and I'm like, oh, it's 4:30. We'll deal with this next week. But there was time, so we had to play it out a bit, right? You turned him into a warlord. It's your fault.
Chopped off his finger. Gave him a sweet war robe.
Well, when you first met him, he was quite crafty, right?
He was a bounty hunter.
He was that one wearing the hat of disguise and passing himself off as something else.
Now he somehow ended up as a orc portrait. Wonderful. Oh, that was stressful.
You were going to make
A few
this
short
happen.
years ago, he was on the end of a rope in the market with me.
And then somebody let him go.
Maybe you shouldn't let him go. This is actually, if you think about it, is your fault.
Was it you who let him go?
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay.
Wow, Jeremy, way to let us down.
Well,
It was Nims that took his finger off, though.
It was right at the time.
There might be a reason that he
I stand by that decision.
Yeah, if we ever. Jeez. At least we understand his motivation.
Yeah, I kind of sided with Zotico on this one.
Oh.
Nibs is a jerk.
Okay, 1,000 experience each.
Wow.
Oh wait, no. That wasn't 650 each. That was 650 total, divided by 4. So 400 experience each. Sorry to get you excited there.
Much different.
How much? 400?
400 each. Whew. Okay. Well, we're going to end here, but those watching live will jump right back in and do a few minutes. I got to leave soon for my son's band, but we'll jump on the chat and talk for a few minutes. But thank you so much for watching. And of course, I should have mentioned at the beginning, we'll have in the description, the sounds you were hearing were from tabletopaudio.com as well as Sirenscape. So you can check them out if you want some awesome sounds for your D&D games or other role-playing games. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. So this will get posted on YouTube on Friday, and then we'll be back live next Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/MiniWarGaming with a pregame show before that as well. And so for those that are on right now, we'll be right back to chat, but for everybody else, we'll see you next week. Happy role-playing!